now is meeting up with the waves as you have all found yourselves crouched, hidden within these mine carts. At this moment, you are a little bit of a distance north of the Grey Forge camp. You've managed to shake your pursuers, managed to get to the point where you're confident they're not going to catch up with you anytime soon. But you still have not uh, bottomed out in the swamps. You have yet to come upon the ruin of Erb Rubena.
Mm.
As you are rattling along these rails, nothing but the hum of the peat fed engine in front of you, gray skies above you, sort of survey this open, wasted landscape. Uh, you also hear me saying survey wrong.
Survive.
Uh, you, Nia, is the most observant and the most spyglass owning of the party. Probably spot at one point a curious group of silhouettes in the distance, too far to make out, especially with these poor visibility conditions. But it appears to be one much larger figure leading this formation of smaller figures in some sort of exercises out there on an open plain where you can see a few uh, maybe simple barricades or fences or something around them. At this distance and with this little clarity, it's difficult to make out if these figures are normal size and the one standing in front of them is especially large, probably standing about twice their height, or if it's the other way around. But you continue rattling on. Don, we established way back when, you're in the front of the cart. You're kind of helping to regulate the engine. So, what are you up to, Don?
I think I'm just once in a while stuffing the engine, uh, taking a handful of peat and just like throwing it in there. Maybe he's a little hot just 'cause well, oh wait, no, he doesn't have the ring of warmth, so he would be moderately temperatured. Yeah,
Yeah, if anything, maybe in
vulnerable.
the chilly weather of Verinthry, you're kind of taking advantage, huddling a little bit closer to this engine, just just for funsies, to see how well you're doing with this whole nonsense. Why don't you go ahead and roll? Uh, let's call it an intelligence check for me, just to see how well you're able to gauge exactly how much to feed this, when to feed it.
Boy,
Oh,
not bad, not
all
bad.
right, you're doing pretty well. Yeah, you feel, if anything, uh, to your surprise, this fairy in your party has a good handle how much to feed this engine when. You have a pretty smooth ride, or at least you seem to have a pretty smooth ride until suddenly, as the elevated portion of your rail levels out, you can see you're passing over an area where there's some water on the otherwise cracked ground as if it rained recently. And you watch where the track is laid out, goes right through the middle of this long puddle. While it looks at first glance as if it's just going to be something that maybe kicks up some water as the cart passes right over it, as you start passing through, and the water comes deeper and deeper up the small rail-bound wheels. In the middle, it seems to dip down more than you'd think, and you, Don, sort of watch in dread as the water splashes up, gets into the engine, and the cart starts spluttering, kind of boo 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 boo. And even though it begins to make the ascent out of the puddle, it creaks to a stop.
Ah! I am too sputtering because I'm probably covered in water. Ew.
Darn, what did you do?
Me? I'm down here dealing with the engine. Ah! There's a big puddle in the way. Am I totally soaked? Can I fly?
You can still fly.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna
A
fly up.
puddle? This doesn't look like a puddle did this.
A lake? Well, it's big enough for it to be classified as a lake in Xanaris, but I don't know about down here.
A lake entirely localized on that section of the train track.
I don't know. Maybe when they built the train track, they caused a bit of a hole and it built up. I don't know. I think we're stuck. You guys give the back a push.
I'm guessing we'll have to wait until the engine dries out. It doesn't look damaged, does it? Just wet?
At first glance, it mainly just looks like it got wet, got some water in it. Looking around your surroundings, you kind of see several remains of this sort of gnarled, bare trees, many of them near petrified. This otherwise landscape of kind of cracked, what must have been mud. But yeah, it looks like sort of just deep enough to have gotten water in the engine, and it seems like, yeah, you'll probably need to wait for it to dry out.
So did water get like into the actual So where this engine is it outside of the carts or inside one of the carts?
It like takes up the inside of the frontmost cart.
Okay, so when the water like came in, it's kind of like to the same height as the hole of the cart, where we would be sticking out.
Uh, yeah, maybe like not quite that high, but sort of the force of the cart, sort of splashing through the water, splashed up enough that quite a bit splashed just over that height and into the engine
Right.
car.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Okay. Yeah, in that case, yeah, Don looks up and just, how far does it look like we'd have to push to like easily get it out of the like little pond puddle we got ourselves into?
It's not an immense puddle. It's more like the depth of it is very inconvenient. Looks like you'd have to push it in total, maybe around 20 feet.
All right. And does it look like if we get too deep, much deeper, it'll like totally like submerge the cart?
Looking from how far it's gone up the sides of the cart and sort of where the tilt is, you think it's not going to submerge over the cart completely, but you'll probably um, your party will probably be around like mid chest or abdomen deep, most of them at least, to if they get out and push it.
Well, he kind of claps twice. This is the job for someone bigger.
I think I catch your drift. Kind of sighs and then gets out of her cart.
All right, is this just Alcana or is anyone helping her?
Well,
I'm guessing it's not too deep for Loki, so I guess
No, it's
he'll
not too
help.
deep for Logi. It's, higher on him, but Logi's still his head's still going to be above water.
I guess, yeah, Notrix will come help as well, probably. Just treading carefully.
You know,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, Don.
Do we have any ropes?
You've got ropes.
Okay, can we try tying a rope around the front of the cart so someone can pull it too?
Yeah, you can absolutely do that.
Smart. So both back
Indeed.
in the front.
And Fox is with you at this point, so he probably gets out back and also sort of helps push the rearmost of these carts.
Dawn, you can turn into an animal, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, it could be what was I? A reindeer? A rain Don.
Yeah. If Dawn turns into a reindeer, I'm going to tie the rope around his.
Neck?
No, not antlers.
Oh, okay. Moo! I don't know if they moo or not, but I'm now a rain Dawn.
A rain dawn. I love it.
Yes.
So, Dawn, you turn into a reindeer. You take these. Logi ties these ropes to your antlers, while the rest of you start pushing from the back. And as you've gotten into position, and you sort of give the signal for everyone to push, uh, Notrix and Nia, you both notice something. Something pricks up in your ears. There's some sort of a sound from among the dead trees sort of surrounding this large puddle.
No.
Wait. There's something here?
I see it too, though not entirely sure what it is.
And Alkana, there is suddenly, and this has advantage because you didn't see this, this arrow comes whizzing out. And what is your armor class now, Alkana?
It's 18.
18, and sort of like hits the back of your leg in one of the few unarmored parts, and you feel this piercing pain as you look back, and you all are suddenly aware of scurried movements in the trees.
Ah,
Oh,
And with that, why don't I go ahead and move us to a combat card?
Oh, fun!
oh wow,
Hmm.
this is pretty cool.
I do like this. So, is this white area the water that we're kind of stuck in?
Yes, it is. And your tokens are. Why are they not? I thought I set them up on this page. That's all right. I can put them there very quickly.
Okay. There we go.
All right. Move yourselves where you are.
Is this the front? Or was the bottom part?
I think the front's over here. Yeah.
Okay.
we were going north, so yeah, front is up.
Logi, Natrix, and Alcana are like all three together, like pushing the back of the cart. I like that. And I imagine Fox is like maybe in front of me, like helping me along. Oh,
So, it's just to make this a real thing. Why don't we go ahead and roll some initiative for this?
yeah, buddy.
All right. So, Notrix, you are aware, though you don't really see it that well, that right around here, hiding behind this little clump of trees, you think you see a couple of diminutive figures holding, you're not sure, swords, bows, something, and kind of just slinking, lurking behind there.
Okay. So, since it's the first round, I guess I'm going to do my standard thing. I'm going to shillelagh up and do my mushroomy thing, my symbiotic, and yeah, I guess Notrix is going to climb on top of this cart and point over and say, "An ambush that direction." Or not that direction. Behind the vegetation.
Yeah, you all are, when he points this out, suddenly aware that, yeah, with him calling it out, you can see that there are a couple of goblins sort of trying to hide among the trees and the brambles. Is that your whole turn, Notrix?
Yes, that is.
Don, what are you doing?
Dawn, what are you doing? Dawn is going to look at them. I think well, first of all, he's going to turn back into a fairy, and like maybe the ropes that are around him kind of like just flop to the floor, quote unquote. And then he's going to cast a let me move right here. Cast a flaming sphere right in the middle of him.
All right, you cast a flaming sphere right between those goblins.
I'm sorry, real fast. Does it work? Like, does it have to be right on top of them to cause damage?
It causes damage when a creature ends its turn within 5 feet, or when it's thrown into a creature.
Okay. So,
So they wouldn't, just having it right between them, they're not going to take damage from it now. But alternately, you could kind of, if you did cast it on top one of them, then they would take damage right now.
can I cast on top of this guy instead?
Yes, you can.
Yeah. Flame.
All right. That's a dexterity saving throw.
Yep.
Okay.
2d6. I like the music.
22.
Oh, god damn it.
But it still takes half damage, right?
I think so.
Yeah, so you watch as there's suddenly this woo flaming sphere, and you watch as some of the upper branches of this dead tree ignite. The whole thing starts to smoke from the top, but this goblin manages to sort of drop flat on the ground for a second as it apparates, taking only a little bit of damage from that.
They're over here near the fire spell. And that's it. That's my turn.
All right, Nia, what are you doing?
So you said that one of them did drop onto the ground because of Don's little fire trick there, huh?
I mean, sort of dropped to the ground and rolled out of the way.
I mean, but he is
More
on the
dramatically.
ground.
I'm
on the ground.
He's not prone.
I don't mean prone, I mean on the ground, as in Nia can run up and stab him.
Yes.
Okay. Very good, Acer. Very good. I feel like this is a misunderstanding, but Nia doesn't speak Goblin. I suppose Nia will start out by saying, "Why are you attacking us?" to them, hoping they will respond. Maybe.
As you call that out, you hear them sort of call a few things back and forth to each other, but none of them saying it in common. And you definitely hear more voices than these two that you've spotted.
Well, that didn't work. Sorry, guys, I gave you a chance. And yeah, Nia's gonna come up to the one who fell out and, bye.
Just bye.
Bye. He just goes bye-bye, like this, watch. Oh, wait, make sure I'm not, okay.
We better roll good now. Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah,
You did.
that first one is enough that as you just look before this goblin can even react, just ooh, slash it across and it goes down.
Nia kind of looks down as he goes down. I feel kind of bad now.
You see this other one that's kind of next to you, but a little bit elevated in the tree, yet still low enough that you can reach him, sort of seeming to call something back, sort of into the murk, to somewhere else to the east that you're not sure exactly where.
Well, if he's within reach, I'm going to use that other attack on him.
Yeah, you reach up, do that other attack on him, and before he seems to have been finished calling out whatever he is, he kind of wow and falls out and just boom plunks down onto the ground unconscious.
Nia kind of looks back at the rest of the group. Guys, we might want to hold back.
Why is that?
You did just see me slit 2 of their throats in like 5 seconds, right?
I did,
We've
but
seen you do that a lot, Neo.
Well, that is true. And I think she's just going to use the rest of her. Oh, this was before Uber She only has 40, okay, the extra 15 movement to move back here.
All right, you move back. And as you start to move back, something else starts to happen. And as you plant your feet, you feel like the ground shifts beneath you somewhat. You figure out something here. Oh, yeah, that covers everyone. Yeah, you're not sure exactly what's happened, but it feels like something changes in this moment. And I'll say that's all that happens for right now. Logi, your turn.
Okay, Nia just brutally took these 2 guys out. Can we see any of the others further in?
Go ahead and make a perception check. You look around. You're not sure. You know there are more. You heard voices, but they seem to be hiding well enough that they're beyond your ability to spot them right now.
Okay, was that my action?
I'll let it count as a bonus action. I feel generous.
Okay, I'll use my... Wait, was this before I got the armor?
No, it's after, because you got the
Okay.
armor right before you returned to the group.
Yeah. Okay, I'll use my Shadow Refuge to disappear for a second, to use 2 actions to summon my my packed weapon and touch the armor to put it on. Getting ready for combat.
All right.
And then I think I'd like to move behind this minecart and take cover behind it.
All right. So you move back a bit, but as you do, you feel like the ground sort of tears at your feet, at your boots as you do, and you take 5 piercing damage.
Ow.
And as you do, you hear something else. A couple of arrows loosed from somewhere in the trees, and you think that they've spotted this weakness. They're going towards you. Those both are with advantage. So that's a 24 and a 22. So that's 7, 8, 15 piercing damage to you. And you sort of spot from what looks like before you and behind you little green faces up in the trees. But then they're both going to try to hide. One of them does well, and one of them does not.
Hang on a second. I think I've accidentally removed my armor from my inventory.
Oh no.
All right, but that is 2 of them. Meanwhile, these other two are already incapacitated. So this one has sort of tried to hide, thinks he's hiding, but you all can pretty plainly see him. The other one, you're still not sure where he disappeared to. Alcana, what are you doing?
let's see. Well, she can't quite reach that goblin, so I think she's gonna move here by Dawn and then fire off a couple Eldritch Blasts.
You try to move up by dawn, but as you do, you feel like the ground grasps and tears at your feet. It's difficult to get through, and you take hold on, let me roll this. 18 points of piercing damage
Ow.
as brambles seem to spread out from the ground everywhere you step and tear at your shoes, your legs.
Ugh.
So there's a spike growth on the ground. Good to fucking know.
Well, I guess I'm still using Eldritch Blast anyway, just from this position.
All right, go for it.
Man, what is with these damage rolls? They're shit.
So actually, you try to cast Eldritch Blast, but as you do, you hold out your hand and it kind of fizzles away from your palm.
What? What is going on here?
So is that your turn, Arcana?
Not really much else I can do. Yeah.
At this moment, you hear something else. This much deeper voice than these voices you've heard before shouting out, but it seems to be in the same language. And you watch as suddenly this Kinshra knight, clearly from the black armor, but unhelmeted, and you can see his face. He has sort of this shock of very light orange hair that's starting to go gray, this large handlebar mustache. He shouts something to the goblins in their own language, holds out a gauntleted hand. He takes out his sword, but instead of brandishing it towards you, he kind of sticks it in the ground, and he rushes over to where these two fallen goblins are. Are any of you guys doing anything?
That depends on what he's going to do next, I guess.
I think Don would yell out, "Hey, buddy, what's the big idea, huh?"
Notrix, it is technically your turn in the turn order. Are you doing something?
Well, let's see. Given this new development, I think Notrix is just going to move closer.
You move closer, and unfortunately, there's still some nonsense on the ground,
Of course.
and you take 11 points of piercing damage.
Ouch. Best said. Seeing the situation is developing, Notrix does not attack this turn.
Dawn, what about you?
Don. Yeah, he would yell that out. He would ask, "Hey, buddy, what's the big idea?" Like, he looks like he's pals with these goblins, and, well, does it look like he understood him? Does he look like he knows common?
He sort of looks back towards you, and he kind of holds up a hand briefly. He seems to have kind of assessed the state of one of the goblins and sort of torn a piece from this goblin's tunic and wrapped it around his wound. And now he's examining the other goblin. Nia, what are you doing?
Well, the Black Knight hasn't actually attacked anybody yet, so actually, I'm going to go with what Notrix is doing here. Nia's just going to use her action to dodge.
All right, you use your action to dodge. As we get back to your enemy's turn order, this knight, he sort of stands up. You see he hasn't bothered to bandage this other goblin. And he turns to address you. He kind of pauses, shouts something out back to the trees, and Alcana Notrix, you can feel sort of those thorns that were in your boots, in your leggings, sort of recede back into the ground. And he says,
Please. This one is dead already. Oh, clearly, they are no match for you. Even with myself leading them, we do not want any more dead.
Oh, they're surrendering.
Well, good. We accept your what's the word? Armistice. What are you doing here? Out with all these goblins in the middle of nowhere.
Well, I was obligated to try.
Try, robbing us?
Is one of you Madark?
No.
Yes, that's me.
Oh.
That's my last name.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I felt at least somewhat duty-bound to make some sort of a retaliation. Though, I think ultimately it's for the best that my trainees are so outmatched. They clearly need a good deal more training.
Retaliation? What? I've already been exiled. What do the Black Knights? What do the Kindra want now?
Not the Kinshra. Me. Githa informed me what happened as a courtesy. I am likely one of the few people who will ever know exactly what happened, assuming that she told me the truth. Well, see, I have known Acadia for a long, long time. Since I was a boy, if I had not been reassigned, helping to train this goblin regiment, I likely would have been there when you, Madark, faced her.
So, who are you then? You have a name, I assume?
Yes. My name is Gilroy. Acadia's son and I, Irvan, we were, I guess, boyhood friends. Now I am training the goblins.
I see. And how? What is happening down in the south? How is Acadia's defeat accepted?
It is still fresh. Geetha is keeping it secret. All those close to her, as I understand, are keeping it secret. I certainly have no intention of telling anyone. Acadia has long ruled at arm's length. It should not be a massive shift for her to rule silently and unseen, so to speak.
Well, anyone would be better in that position than her.
I know she likely did not give you much choice. I know how she feels about your mother, Medark. I actually knew her somewhat myself back in our youth. She and Mal. So I cannot exactly blame you, but I felt I at least had some strange duty to at least make some attempt at vengeance, even if it was so swiftly spoiled.
I think that, well, in the end, Acadia may extract her vengeance on me. She wounded me, if that is the word, quite severely. And well, maybe her lasting legacy will be one that I personally don't agree with.
Honestly, I have my doubts that she even knows who she is right now, much less how to get revenge. You say she wounded you, but your mother, at least she believes, wounded her. Perhaps the most grievous wound you can do to someone.
You know of that?
Yes. There's a reason I say that I was friends with her son.
I had suspected, but or guessed, but Acadia nor my mother really told me anything. Well, for one who seemingly knows so much, could you tell me what happened?
You wish to know? I have not been. Though I have known Acadia, served her, I have not been close to her since my youth. I cannot claim to know how her mind works, what exactly compels her, especially since she underwent her change. But if this brought you into conflict and you do not even know the reason, I suppose you deserve something.
He shouts out something again in what you put together as goblin to the others. And you see sort of 4 of these goblins emerge sheepishly from the trees. They reach down and kind of carry the bodies of their injured and their clearly dead compatriot and march off a bit of a distance, seeming to set up a little bit of a base camp, pulling out their packs. He sort of gestures you to come over as he sits down on this dead log, his sword still planted firmly in the dirt in front of him. He says,
Well, Acadia, she did not always live underground. In fact, at one point she was a fairly well-to-do citizen of Taverley. Her son, he was my friend, but I always knew he was troubled. We were 19. He dealt Valencia tablets on the side. I do not know if that is still in vogue with the youths these days, but Valencia moss, just a little bit like goes into a potion, harmless, but distill it down, concentrate it. It's potent. I knew Thea and Mal, her boyfriend, not very well, but I saw them around. There is no polite way of putting it. They were addicts. But they were good customers of Irvan. Thing is, he did not always have the money to pay for the Valencia tablets. I understood that Thea's father had just died and left her something. This crystal, yes. So they made a deal. They would trade Irvan this crystal for drugs.
I see.
But she changed her mind. I was actually there the night. It was she and Mal and this other fellow. They came. They were demanding that Irvan hand the crystal back over, and he refused. They left. The next day, he turned up dead. And there was no proof, but Katie always blamed her for it. I understood that she and Mal eventually cleaned up. They separated. She ended up having a new life, but well, Katie always thought, and I'm not sure I disbelieve her, that Thea was responsible for what happened to Irvan.
Oh. I had no idea. I knew that. Well, my mother, she did develop her addictions towards the end of her life, but I didn't know. I didn't know she had previous troubles.
I suppose that demon on her back came back to bite her. Myself, I don't know how much she knew about it. It was the third fellow who seemed the most violent to me, but again, they never found any evidence to link the murder to anyone.
Who was the third fellow? You mentioned Thea and Mal.
Him I did not know. I only ever saw him that night, but he was the one who was insisting that Thea had to have the crystal, insisting that Irvan give it back. He was strange clothing, strange accent. I had to guess maybe an Easterner, but I never saw him again after that. Never heard anything of him. And I tried to find out what happened to my friend. Nothing.
Huh. Mysterious. Nothing. Is there anything? No identificating symbols or anything? That sounds a bit much to hope for.
No. This is decades ago now.
I understand. And well, all this happened, and Acadia. Well, she never forgave, never. Well, always blamed my mother for this.
Yes. I do not know what sort of person she would have become if this had not. If she had not had to bury her only child. I know what she was at the end. I know the sort of person she'd become, and I know you probably did not have much choice. But really, my disapproving of her as a leader, it's immaterial in the face of what she means to These Zamorakians, I mean, you look at these monks, these different sects, these druids, they would be tearing each other's throats out, but now they work together because of what she represents, what her prophecy represents. Doesn't matter if she's actually in charge. Doesn't matter if the prophecy is actually true. The good work is being done. I hope you understand that.
Oh, I do. I definitely do. When my brother told me about it, everything that was happening here, well, I suppose he purposefully didn't tell me who was behind it all. Well, he mentioned Acadia, but he told me she was dead. And that's... I guess that was a lie, in the end.
It is not a lie. She did die. She had to die to be reborn as something else.
Excuse me? She was different, but... What do you mean?
I only know of this through Acadia, but that the Archdruids, they have an ability, though it is very expensive and a very intricate ritual, to recall someone's soul back into a new form. And Acadia had developed some means to control her soul, to rebirth it into something more powerful. But I suspect with less sanity, I do not know, but this is how she transformed herself, a frail old woman, to what she had become.
I see. And those things, what did you call them? What did the Zamorakians call them? The keepers, the white cloaked ones. Were they involved at all?
I only know a little bit about that. I have never seen it in person myself.
I see.
I know that they make the brambles.
Yeah, they do.
Well, as you say, she did lose some of her sanity. I'm just trying to make sense of some of the things he said towards the end.
So I'm sure this is not the way you wish to find out, but I suspect you deserve to know. Well, Madark, I hope you remember this. Do not tell anyone the true faith of Acadia, and I will make no more moves against you. Besides, I must focus on getting these goblins into fighting shape.
You expect to be fighting Asgarnia, Varrock then? Or is it... Is that the plan, to use goblins to bolster our forces?
You know of Acadia's prophecy?
I know bits and pieces here and there.
Well, the goblins watch from their kingdom in the south. That is not just a set of words. It is a city called Horicon, ruin, north of Varrock. Mistalin has long laid claim over it, even though it's been dead to them for its whole existence. That is their capital of old. And for the prophecy to come true, the goblins will need to retake it. One day, sooner or later, a chosen commander will rise. Whether that's through divine intervention, fate, or just public relations. And when he does, he will need an army. I'm one of the people making sure that there is an army to meet him.
And what made Acadia so sure that this army wouldn't just turn on everyone else? The goblins aren't necessarily known to follow Zamrak, or to follow Zamrak's aims.
We don't need them to follow Zamorak to fulfill the prophecy. We only need them to reclaim what was there. They probably don't advertise this in the Varrock Museum, but the Green Kingdoms once belonged to the goblins. They built the first cities. The most ancient tablets that archaeologists have found, the oldest examples of abstract math, of writing, of modern construction, all in archaic goblin.
Huh. Well, you are right about one thing. You certainly didn't learn that in the museum.
And well, you ain't afraid of these goblins turning around and biting the Zamrakians that Exile's watching the butt?
I do not think that will happen. They need to be strong enough to push out farmers and impressed militia in the south, not to stand against the trained forces of Zamorak. All of this Mistalin, it is all a land grab. It is all just to serve their nobles. They don't put their best men there.
Yeah, I understand. And so, what? The goblins retake their city, the prophecy comes true, and as far as I understand it, Zamrak is reborn from his tower or something?
It sounds ridiculous, doesn't it?
Quite. It sounds like something from the Third Age, not from the Fifth.
My dark, here is the truth of it. Is the prophecy true? Is it a load of fancy bullshit? If it gets the masses aligned, if it somehow gets the chaplains of the Kinshra and the Chaos Monks and the mystics of the Druids to all agree on something and work together to make Forintry live again, to finally create the homeland that was stolen from our people centuries ago, does it matter if it's real or fake?
No, it doesn't. And I hope to see that dream come true one day. If I'm ever allowed to come back after what happened to Acadia.
Well, technically no one is supposed to know, so I suspect you will be allowed to return sooner rather than later. Maybe not a small, suspicious community like Exile's Watch, but I'd like to think that soon there will be proper cities again.
Well, good. Because I need to go punch my brother in the face for lying to me.
That sounds oddly nostalgic.
He turns around and he shouts something in Goblin again. And he says,
Well, so long, Madark. We likely will not meet again.
You never know.
Before you go, so you guys are actively working with those Mind Slayers, right?
I do not know this word.
Sorry, the Gravekeepers?
Growth Keepers.
Thank
They make the Thanatos brambles. I myself don't know much more than that.
Hey, as a fairy, alright, I wouldn't trust those fuckers, okay?
He kind of gives this tentative nod.
Yeah, the moment you guys, I don't know, get whatever you want from the Growth Keepers, I would burn their brambles to the ground, alright? Those guys having access to a big city, whether or not you take it over, ain't good news.
This fairy, was he one of ours?
No, actually, I came a little, earlier, later. I got summoned, pretty outside of this area, but don't worry about it. Essentially, I'm not part of the Brotherhood, if that's what you're asking.
Well, I will bear this in mind, fairy. Well, companions of Madark, so long.
You see, he turns around to where the goblins have sort of gathered up, and they sort of seem to have made a little bit of a makeshift grave and marker for the dead one. He stops there with them gathered around this plot of fresh earth for about a minute before they all, without looking back, start disappearing again into the murk.
I think, Don would just, sorry, Don would just, like, approach Natrix and say, hey, you feeling okay?
I feel better for knowing what. Well, I feel better for knowing why Ikadia wanted to kill me. You know, it's when someone kills you, it's always a bit. It's a bit weird when you don't know why. You know.
Yeah, I feel that.
Especially, the one thing I still can't get over is I asked my brother several times about who was leading the Zamrakians, who had inspired all this. He said Acadia was instrumental to the start of the whole movement, but she died, and I trusted him so much. I trusted him so much that I didn't even believe it was Acadia who was attacking us, right up until the moment she literally killed me.
Are you sure he'd know that sort of thing?
I don't know. But if we ever... Well, if I ever see my brother again, I'm going to give him a piece of my mind, one way or another.
Well, you know, he lied to me too. Telling us there weren't any brambles up north, there were no fairies, you know, so you know what? Me and you both got a bone to pick with him.
Well, perhaps.
Maybe you a little bit more, but you know.
Yes. That is if he actually knew these things. But, well, we won't know unless we ask. Forcefully.
So, as you gather around the drying engine of your minecart and manage to, with a few strong push, get it out of that puddle, get it spluttering back to life again, you load back up and continue your rickety trek up north along this northern tramway. And we know how that story goes. But now let's switch gears to another story. A story that was left unfinished, Leighton. Are you ready
Oh.
to run part two?
Okay. Apparently the start of the session is very me-centric, I guess.
That's fine.
Oh yeah, because I was time slotted in at the end of last session, I guess, so...
Yeah.
Yeah. So, throwing aside all the preamble that I really overdrew with Clodion meeting the party, what I really wanted was a bunch of neat challenges and some creative use of magic. So we return to what I'm sure you've all guessed is the Mage Training Arena in the far north of Frintfree. What appears to have once been a site of the, maybe not worship, but a site of Karhinist activity. Because, you know, Mage Training Arena and the other Mage Training Arena, they're both Karhinite. Makes sense, you know. I don't know if that's canon or not, but yeah, I tried.
Mhm.
So,
Nice.
Clodion takes you all out of his small living space into the main courtyard of the main arena of the arena. And let's see I can't remember the voice I did. So, as I told you, as I just explained, there are 8 short challenges awaiting you here, each representing one of the 8 schools of magic. And having completed each one, the judge of Karhine, and he motions towards the statue on that goes on one end of the arena, will judge you based on, from what I understand, your creativity, your effectiveness, and how closely your use of magic aligns with the spirit of this school. So, as for example, if you were given a box and asked to open it, if you blow up the box to open it, that is not in the spirit of enchantment. I think it would be in that situation. Do you understand?
Right, don't be counterintuitive.
Yes. And these challenges, they're rather simple. And and due to the nature of this place, you will have access to all your spells and abilities without limit. But only in this place. Something the ancient Karhanites did. Or maybe that's why they built the arena here. Yes, that is infinite spell slots. Just so you don't have to worry. And you have all your spells prepared as well. But that only matters to Don, I think, so maybe I didn't think that through.
It does matter.
I mean,
to
it
me a
matters
lot.
for me too.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
That's good. And, well, if you don't... Oh, actually, I'll say it's out of character. So if you're, for example, Nia or Forks, who don't have much in the way of what is technically spells, then spell-adjacent things, anything that's magic, or even really, really creative use of normal abilities would be fine. Okay?
Your imagination is magic.
Yeah. So, I guess I've got 8 short challenges here. How would you like to choose them? Would you like to would anyone like to just pick a school of magic? Would you like to roll a dice? How would you like to do this?
I say we should roll a d8, since there's 8 challenges.
Okay.
What do you guys think?
Me likey.
I mean, I had no better ideas.
Okay, let me just sort
Right.
them by alphabetical order so it makes some sort of sense.
So Don's
3.
first. Wait.
You can be first, I guess. I guess.
Well, Kana's first. That's a joke.
What?
Because, alphabetical order.
Oh, I was sorting the
Kana.
schools, not the players.
Oh, okay.
Well, I guess in terms of order, if I'm just going to say the quick challenge, and if you feel like you want to participate, you don't have to participate in every one if you can't think of an idea. of how to do it, but yeah, whoever wants to go, whoever wants to go can just say that they want to have a try if they think of the idea.
Okay.
So, Claudian takes you over to one of the edges of the arena, and he stamps his foot, and yes, Seth, that's right. He stamps his foot, and a small a pillar starts rising out of the ground, and on top of this pillar is a small stone chest. And Claudian turns to you. Ah, yes, the School of Divination, the art of discovery, of seeing things. This one is quite simple. You must tell me what is inside this chest, without opening it. That is the challenge.
Well, I think I'm kind of willing to first have a look at it with truth. I mean, obviously she can't see through stone with it, but perhaps something she might see that's invisible might give her a clue.
I didn't think of that. So, well, the chest. You look through truth. It's a stone chest. There does not appear to be anything invisible on it. It doesn't. Unfortunately, it does not become see-through when you look at it.
Now kind of shrugs. Well, it was worth a try.
Are we allowed to touch the box as long as we don't open it?
Yes. You may pick it up, tilt it around. Anything but open it. In fact, you might find that you are actually unable to open it, in fact.
Also, is it one person per school of magic, or can all of us participate in it?
As I said, if anyone has an idea of how to open it, they can go. I just want to see some creative use of magic. Just think outside the box. Creative use of abilities or magic is my idea here.
Ooh, okay.
And
So,
the School
this
of Divination is finding things out and scrying. Maybe this is a bad one because our party isn't very scrying centric, but yeah.
Oh, I know. Is there any areas of this box made out of stone?
Yes, the whole box is made out of stone.
Can Don like kind of fly on top of it and use meld into stone and like kind of stick his head in and like look inside?
Okay. Can I see that spell card?
Heck yeah.
Because I'm not sure if it'll allow you to see through it. You sort of go into... You'd be going into
but
the
can I,
wall.
like- Yeah, but can I like stick my head on the other side of like the little wall of the box?
Oh, the very start of the second paragraph.
You can't see records outside it. Yeah, but what if I stuck my head on like the other so you know it's a wall, right? So,
Yeah.
So
Well, if Dawn gets inside the actual stone of the chest, and then we do something to cause trauma to the stone, a crack, but we somehow cover the chest so there's no room outside of it, it'll be forced to pop out on the empty space inside of the stone instead of the empty space outside of the stone.
Oh, okay. Yes, but
I mean,
Nope.
Yeah?
I mean, if you destroy it and it casts him out, he'll take 50 damage. Okay, that's fine.
Don could handle it.
Or maybe there's a less destructive way to handle this.
I mean, if you want to attempt to merge and then bury it, I guess?
Don, couldn't you just identify that chest?
Oh yeah. I guess I got that spell, don't I? And Don is going to go up to it and cast Identify.
You identify
Anything
that it is a chest.
it's visibility.
Uh,
I did identify it's a chest. Nothing
Um,
else. Eh?
has wait. Can I see identify? Because I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure.
sorry, I hit the wrong button. Wait, do I even have it? Hold on.
Because I guess
One moment.
I don't think you can identify what's in there. I mean, I liked your your meld into stone idea. If you want to do that.
Oh, then I want to do that. Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So
Identify doesn't work then. Yeah.
yeah. You're just touching the chest. Well, as you're touching the chest, if you nudged a bit, you do hear something rolling around in there.
Rolling around?
Well, clanging around, I guess.
Okay. Boys, I want to become stone.
So Don, I guess you. Everyone else watches as Don flattens himself against the outside of this stone chest, and he sinks into it.
Okay, quickly now, let's bury the chest.
Okay, it's not too difficult. In the ashy, or perhaps snowy. Now that I think about it, snowy ground. To quickly dig a hole and deposit the chest in there with Don merged into it,
And just try to pack it in as tight as we can get the earth packed in.
Perfect.
Okay. So I guess Don, do you dispel what meld into stone?
Yeah. And then I try to exit in the middle of the box.
Okay. So yeah, I guess this does work. I think you do.
Pull it up again.
Yeah, because as Sep says, this spell really makes sure it tries very much not to be a walk-through wall spell.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it really tries to stop you from doing this, but I'll allow it.
I mean, if he entered right at the hinge, then it's a little vague where exactly the point he entered is, right?
Yeah. But anyway, as you dispel the spell, Don, you feel a massive amount of. You feel like you've just been hit by a truck, as you are spat out into the inside of the chest. And
Uh-huh.
wait, I guess it's pitch black. Do you have dark vision?
I have dark vision the spell, so I guess just hear Don
sure.
go, "I'm okay," and then he'll cast dark vision on himself.
It's okay, I can heal you.
Thank you. Ah, my knee.
Okay. Well,
18 damage. Yay.
no, okay. I wasn't gonna make you take the damage, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, inside you see a rusty old belt buckle.
That's it.
Yeah.
I kind of look around. Is there any weird markings or anything strange like that, or is it just a belt buckle?
It's just a belt buckle. It's like
Okay.
It's like someone just wanted it around to stuff in a chest.
All right then.
Okay. I mean, now you're stuck in the chest.
I'm gonna yell up at everyone. Just yell, "Hey, it's a belt buckle, just like a rusty old belt buckle.
What did you say?
It's a rusty old belt buckle.
You're buried pretty far in. It's hard to hear you.
I'm buried."
Did Don just tell us to bury him more?
Fox, come on! And then Alcana would just go ahead and dig him up.
I kind of heard that. Perfect. Okay, now yell out again. It's a rusty old belt buckle!
Oh,
Well, that
rusty,
really seems worth it.
rusty old belt buckle. I think the point was in the doing, not in the actual thing we were discovering.
Exactly.
That is
So,
correct. Yes, well, it is very hard to get new belts out here. My belt rotted away, and well, I had the spare belt buckle. But yes, as you said, the point was in the finding out. Even though if the object is a bit disappointing.
Wait, Logie, don't you have some kind of a spell that can help with dirty old broken belts?
What?
I thought you had something that could help with that. Maybe I'm misremembering.
A spell for belts?
a little something?
Yeah, like if a belt is broken and dirty and just bad.
I
Don't worry. I threw it out a while ago. I'm just using this rope now, and and you can see his robes are just tied around with a rope.
Hey, now that you got your answer, can you let me out? Using this spell really hurts.
Well, it isn't. I guess it isn't normal for someone to be trapped inside the box, but yes, I believe I can get you out. And
Thank you.
Claudian touches the chest, and it sort of a hole melts into the top of the chest.
Oh,
Like
okay,
the
Don,
stone melts away to just have a big circular hole.
Ooh. Don hops out and says, "Fat." Thanks.
Well done!
Don
Okay.
cheekily smiles.
Alright then, what school is next?
Oh, let's see. 5. Ah, yes. Evocation. Corin takes you to another side of the arena. Some would say that this is simply the School of Destruction, and, well, let's be honest, they would be right. So this test is simply is also simply a test of destruction. And again, he stomps his foot, and a few pillars of stone. Oh, I'm saying pillars of stone a lot, but a few pillars of stone rise up from the ground, but they not similar to the previous one. These ones are about as tall as a person, and they look like they're made up of much weaker stone than the previous, than everything else in the arena.
Let's see if I can get a lot of them together in one go. I'm gonna cast Shatter.
Okay. Yeah, that is. I mean, that's going to score high on effectiveness, really. Range 60 feet, a 10-foot radius. Okay. I mean, yeah, Arcana. Wait, is Falk casting it as well?
Rob?
Oh, what's that?
Oh, did you? Is Falk casting it as well?
Oh, no.
Oh,
No, Fox doesn't have Shatter. Oh, when you click description, it shows as your thing, even if it's from the last person's what's it. Okay, I see.
Oh,
That's
interesting.
funny. No, I just clicked. It says see description on the bottom of the things where we rolled,
yeah.
and so I just clicked that.
fair enough. But yes, I mean, yeah, in spectacular fashion, a full half of these training dummies just are just knocked down into. Oh, they shatter. That's the spell. They shatter into large fragments of rock which fall to the floor. And Claudian is a bit shocked. I don't think I finished explaining the challenge, but yes, that is right. There's still a few more if anyone wants to have a go. It's not a. Remember, creativity, effectiveness, and spirit of the school. But if we can just move on to the next one if you want.
Looking for evocation spells.
I'll tell you now, Don. They are immune to poison.
Damn it.
I'm having a bit of fun.
Oh.
Could I smite another one of the pillars?
Arcana just. Okay. So, to smite it, you have to hit it with a weapon, don't you?
Yes.
Okay, so you've got this stone, big stone pillar. Looks bit. It's fairly fragile stone, but you're still hitting it. It's still stone. So, what are you hitting it with?
Well, I would still have my flail at this point.
Okay. Sure.
Well, the only macro I have is for it as a sacred weapon, but it doesn't really matter.
So Arcana goes over and well, let's see the roll then. Okay, So what kind of damage type is a flail usually?
It is bludgeoning.
Bludgeoning.
It's just that for... yeah, that was the only macro I had left since I removed it from my sheet.
Okay. Well, it's not quite as spectacular as the previous one. It doesn't fall into pieces, but, it's, you smash your flail into the side of this, stone training dummy, and, yeah, it breaks at the base and falls over, shattering into pieces when it hits the ground.
Alright then, I shouldn't hog all of these. Does anyone else have some other creatively destructive ideas?
Yeah,
I can just use Thunder Wave.
I mean, it's not a contest of just destroying them all. It's like if you ever wanted to use a creative way of blowing things up, now's the time. Like,
Does anyone have a way of freezing water? Or creating water for that instance?
Yeah, create water.
Now, is anyone able to freeze water?
Nia pulls out that ice bomb she never used.
Yo. Alright, ready?
Well, I think.
Well, you don't have to use the ice bomb. That seems like a little bit rare.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, actually.
Y'all know fun. Looks at spells. So I can create water, right? And I got Sleet Storm, and I don't think that's gonna freeze it instantly. But,
You aren't able to do that, are you, Logi?
I have a spell, but it isn't that effective. Out of character, it's Shape Water.
Doesn't that let you freeze water?
yeah, it lets you freeze water.
It does, but it's a very small amount of water.
It only needs to be a small amount. Here's what I'm going to propose, all right? I use the pommel of my sword, and I pull out my short sword. It's kind of a bastard sword, and it's got the round end. I make a crack in this pillar, all right? Dawn, you create water on that, fill those cracks. Logi, you freeze that water, expand it, and make this thing break apart. It's a little bit contrived, I know, but it's a neat idea. I'd like to see if it actually works or not.
Yeah, it's creative. Let's do it. Dawn is going to Well, actually, he's gonna wait till you hit it.
Yeah. Fox is just gonna go up with the blunt edge of his sword, the pommel, and just try to bam it enough times that it creates visible cracks.
Okay. That is easy enough to do. It's yes, as mentioned, it is fairly brittle stone.
All right, Dawn, all yours.
All right, get ready, Logie. I'm gonna create this water, and he's gonna like basically splash it with water. Like try to aim for the cracks.
Yeah, I'll allow there to be some water that somehow gets trapped in the cracks of this thing. It doesn't all just flow over the floor.
Yeah, I guess Logie would freeze it when most of the water is sort of trickling down the pillar.
Maybe like while he's like splashing it, so it really gets in.
Oh, right, you're doing it simultaneously.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess
comboing.
in that case, I guess AC, can I have a spellcasting roll? Which I guess would be a charisma roll for you. To see how well you can get all this water as Don summons this water, it splashes off the pillar, and you're trying to freeze it in midair.
Oh.
Okay, 11. So yeah, you don't make any kind of fancy ice sculpture or anything, but a lot of the water does freeze and stick to the pillar. And a lot of the airborne water freezes in midair and falls to the already icy or snowy floor. Let's see. So, man, I'm trying to remember. I remember my physics here. So you froze in the water.
It does like tend to expand, but the question is, did it expand enough to like break the pillar?
Ice shrinks, or water shrinks when it gets frozen. But
No, it expands. That's the
Oh.
thing. It's like the only liquid that expands when it freezes.
Okay. So yeah,
What? Weird.
I mean, yeah, I'm gonna say this works because it's cool.
Yay!
Yes.
Yeah.
It's not nothing. It's not spectacular, but you see the pillar gets coated in a layer of frost with large amounts of ice hidden in the cracks, and over the course of 10 seconds, you hear just creaking, and eventually it just snaps where Forks had carved out the crack and falls over.
Just kind of a couple of big chunks slowly crumbling. And, I think Fox is trying to look excited, but it's so pathetic in the face of that spectacular shattering that Alcana did a few moments before.
Don is like too hyped. Woo, woo, woo.
Well, that was a creative way of going about it. Although, your friend was more effective, I'd say.
I concede that point willingly.
But still, shall we move on then? Unless anyone wants to take one last swipe at the targets. There's plenty of them. They're renewable.
I think we've gotten the general point of this exercise.
Okay. Let's see. Just tallying up some points.
Logie, can't you make the ice freezing a little more spectacular? Couldn't you have done it like more of a push and then it bursts out and then you've got like multiple colors or something?
I Folks, the spell just freezes water.
Yeah, but I mean, you can add some pizzazz on it, or maybe like you can do a little dance while it's freezing. No, do a little soft shoe, a little ba 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 ba. Right? You feeling me?
Logi's sort of nodding along while Folks is talking, but then when he's finished, he pauses for a second and goes, "No."
Okay, I guess I asked too much. I asked too much of this world.
Man, just roll.
So what's the next school?
Those are the two we already rolled.
Yes. Okay, 1.
Abjuration.
Abjuration. Okay, this is an interesting one. Clodion takes you to yet another side of the arena. I'm just going to probably say the arena has 8 sides, because that makes sense. It's an octagon. And again, he stomps his feet, and another pillar rises out of the ground. I should have been more creative, but all I can think of is pillars now. And Clodion turns to you. He says, "Your task here is quite simple. The School of Abjuration is mostly about protection. So, fittingly, your task here is to stop this from happening." And as he says this, a pendulum, I don't know, it comes down from, well, it's an open air room, but it comes down from nowhere, and like a wrecking ball, just knocks this pillar over. And as this pillar falls to the ground, another one rises out.
Look at the way it comes in.
You must protect your pillar friend here. Whether it be stopping the wrecking ball, whether it be warding the pillar, it is up to you.
I think I'll ready Thunder Wave so I can use it to push the wrecking wall, or hopefully push the wrecking wall out of the way mid-swing.
Ooh. Okay.
Well, I have the Shield of Faith, which lets me increase AC by 2, but it targets creatures. What if I cast it on myself and then I stood in the way of the thing holding up the shield, so then it hit magic better?
That sounds like a horrible idea.
Okay, so let's see. So for this particular one, I guess only one person can go at a time. So I guess Logi can go first. So how are you doing this? You've seen the path that the wrecking ball takes down to smash the pillar. So you're sort of just positioning yourself so that as it comes past, you can blow it out of the way, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like the lowest part of the swing or something.
The lowest part of the swing is when it hits the
Oh, okay. Well, the middle point then.
Okay.
Wherever that is.
So can I just see a spell for a second? Yeah. How close to the pillar are you standing? Oh wait, no. Sorry. I was going to say you might accidentally knock over the pillar, but I forgot. The 15-foot cube isn't around you. You can actually direct this. Okay.
Yeah, it's like you can stand anywhere on like the face of the cube. Is the idea?
Right. Okay. So yeah, you can actually aim this spell quite well then. Okay. So, should I make you roll for this, or should it just work? Because I do like it. Yeah, let's just say it probably just works. I won't have you roll initiative against the pillar, against the wrecking ball. and who hits who first. So yeah, as the wrecking ball, Clodion sees you in position and claps his hands, and you can see another wrecking ball coming down towards you. And yes, right as you planned, well, you let off a thunder wave. It echoes around the arena, and yeah, the wrecking ball, which is it's just a lump of metal on a stone, nothing fancy, on a rope, not a stone. Sorry. It swings around the pillar and disappears up into the sky.
Woo!
That's Logie. So, Arcana. Okay, so Arcana, you were planning to stand in front of it.
Well, with my shield, while I cast Shield of Faith.
Careful,
Right.
Alcana. I've dealt with one of these before, and all it ever did was it wrecked me.
I think I would like to try my luck.
Well, if you find that you have to jump, don't ask why.
It's something up.
Just I mean to avoid it. Go ahead, go ahead.
Okay.
Yes.
So Arcana, you stand in front, shield raised. You cast the Shield of Faith on you, and
It's worth noting that, yeah, she's got the protective fighting style, so she knows her way around a shield.
of course. Phew. I guess.
It has to make an attack.
Yeah, I guess that is how this has to work. It's going to attempt to attack you. I don't have a character sheet for the wrecking ball, so its attack is just going to be a d20. If it hits you, then if it goes above your AC, then I'm gonna say it's
Well, you have to roll a nat 20 to meet it, since it's 20 with the Shield of Faith. So, unless I get exceptionally unlucky here.
Okay. The Clodion claps, and the wrecking ball, it begins to descend from whatever conjured place it came from. And it starts coming towards you. You can almost see the evil in its non-existent eyes as it makes some sort of attack, which consists of swinging into you, and it clangs into your shield and stops. And yes, you have successfully protected Mr. Pillar.
Woo!
Yay! At least that's creative!
Excellent job. No one can ever say you just walked away from that.
Yeah.
And she just kind of curtsies a bit before stepping out of the way.
You know, that kind of gives me an idea. Nickelodeon.
Yeah, yes.
Alright. Can you give me, 10 minutes to sit up my defense? I got a spell, but it takes a while to cast.
That is permissible.
Alright. Don wants to fly up to the pillar, sit there, and he just kind of looks like he's concentrating on something. Looks pretty familiar until, suddenly, boop! A tiny head appears in between the pillar and the, consulum. And he goes, ta-da!
Wow, that is the perfect spell, isn't it? Yeah. Clodion claps his hands again, and the wrecking ball descends, and it just bonks into the tiny hut. I mean, that's just. I think that's the best possible spell. It is the Spirit of Abjuration.
Take that! Oh yeah. I was supposed to use that for tonight. Hey, this school got dorms?
It is sheltered enough. There are no
Alright.
dorms, but you'll be sheltered from the elements.
Alright then, I dispel it.
Does Clodion actually say, in character, this spell is the Spirit of Abjuration?
You know what? I think he does.
Well done. That is some very high praise from the master of the mage training arena, whatever that means.
No, I got good grades in school. I got a good head on my shoulders.
You did?
Heck yeah.
Insight check.
Straight A's, baby.
Let me see.
Well, Don, tell me,
Oh,
is this
hey,
going to be a persuasion or deception?
Probably a deception.
Okay, so you are lying. Good to know.
Good to know. No! I kind of want him to fail.
oh,
Can
well,
Fox?
I am sorry for doubting you, Don. Clearly, someone who could defend himself so eloquently would have to be have some academic talent.
Yeah. I was head of my debate class,
Nia face palms.
Well,
So, are we satisfied, or do we want to try another school?
Let's keep going. I want to see
What is
another
next on
school.
the agenda?
Yeah. I
okay.
want some more good grades.
Ah, yes. Enchantment. Enchantment, that's a difficult school. I mean, the difficult one to conceptualize. Let's see, I'm just thinking, am I happy with the challenge I came up with this one? Yeah, I guess it's okay. Let's see. So Clodion takes you to another side of the arena. So, enchantment. Enchantment is the school of manipulation. Well, it's kind of the catch-all for the rest of these schools. But this task is fairly simple. You must, through guile, spells or otherwise, you must guess what number I'm thinking.
Oh.
And yes, this is a bit similar to the one with the chest, but divination, enchantment. What is enchantment except divination for people?
Hang on, what was the challenge again?
Yeah, this one I'm not as bad at this challenge. The challenge is to guess what number he is thinking. So, because enchantment, it includes things like reading minds and modifying memory and etc. etc. So, it seemed like guessing what someone is thinking is part of it.
You could modify his memory to make him think that you're thinking of your favorite number.
That seems a little elaborate and a bit much.
Feels like foreshadowing.
I'm pretty certain that between two psychics we can put something together.
Don't look at me, I can't read minds. Can I?
Or you can use your modify memory to make him think that we've met him before and that we set up an elaborate code, and then you guys can psychically implant this code in his mind and make him sort of susceptible to it, and then we figure out some kind of a mnemonic device for the code so that he'll sort of be forced to accept whatever number we say.
I'm good at mind controlling, but this is just a test. We're not really mind controlling people. Let's do it.
I'm going to. I feel like there's a lot of very complicated answers here, but I'm going to cast Modify Memory, modifying his memory to make him think the number he thought of was 7.
Okay.
Oh, wow. 7 was also the number I was thinking of.
Okay, so there's a saving throw involved in that, isn't there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Well, I am going to roll his wisdom then. Oh.
Damn. Okay, that doesn't work.
I mean, this... It doesn't work, but there's no reason you can't try again, I guess. I mean, narratively, he sees you do it, and he just... He blinks impassively at you.
Well, Alkana and Nia, you're both psychics, right? You said you had some kind of an idea.
No.
Yeah, unfortunately, I can. Ooh. And she sort of uses, what if I say a number in his head, and then because that thought is there, he'll be thinking of that number, and then we can say that number.
Oh, like telling someone to not think about pink elephants.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, but does it count if he knows that that's not the number he was thinking of?
I mean, unless we're grading on a technicality.
Yeah, Nia. There's a awesome thing that us fairies up in Xanaris had back in the day. It's a little mind trick, right? It's called gaslighting. We just convince him that
I
we,
don't
you
think that's just a fairy trick, but okay.
we just convince him that he was actually thinking of that, you know? It really gussy up the number. Say, you know, 6? Yeah, that's like 2 or 3s. That's amazing.
Oh, I know.
Uh-huh. Oh.
I have another idea as well. I could cast silence on him, and then could say, a nod if the number you're thinking of is 7. And then when I say nod, I can be casting command, and so he's forced to nod. And so he says that it's the number he was thinking of, even if it wasn't really the number he was thinking of.
That seems. Also remarkably elaborate.
I think if I
Nia
use...
is going to try to psychically say a number in Collodian's head, but try to sound like Collodian while doing it.
Okay.
I am worshipping the shit out of this.
So, man, what kind of role would psychically gaslighting Clodian be? I mean, it's somewhere between charisma and magic, so... Whew.
Psychic gaslighting. This is incredible.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting this. How about you roll me some kind of persuasion or deception?
I mean, same bonus for both, so whatever.
I guess he'll roll an insight?
Yeah.
So... he looks at you. Why are you telling me a number? If that is your guess, it is wrong.
I didn't even say what the number I was guessing was.
Oh, what is the number? Oh, I guess I should have said at the start. It's between 1 and 100.
I figured that much.
What if we say all the numbers from 1 to 100, and we all try to pick up where he involuntarily twitches, revealing which number he's thinking of?
31 was the number, by the way.
You were wrong.
It's a 1.
Okay, I'd like to cast suggestion on him.
Okay.
Suggesting that it is in his best interest to just tell us what the number is, because otherwise we'll stay here for a very long time and he'll be bored.
Okay. That's rather specific. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, suggestion is an enchantment spell. This is kind of what I was thinking when I set out the challenge. So, yeah. I'll let him roll again, because that is how the spell works, unfortunately. But I want, as your DM, I want to see you succeed. Okay.
Okay.
Clodion looks at Loki. Well, I think I can score you high on. Oh, sorry. I think Clodion will score you high on your creativity, or your effectiveness. If you were working against a lesser mind, you would have succeeded.
All right. I know what I'm
Suddenly,
doing.
a bunch of demons are summoned behind him, and Loki says, "Oh no! If only we knew the specific number that is in your mind to banish them." No, I'm just kidding.
All right. I know what to do. Hey, big boy.
Hello.
I am doing this 3rd level. Therefore, I hope I get. It needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
I love that this is the hardest challenge.
It does not have advantage because we're not fighting it. I thought there was like a HP
No.
value to this or something.
No.
But nope.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna have him roll again. He only has a +2.
Finally.
Yeah.
So okay. And Clodion looks towards you. Oh, my good friend Don.
Hey,
I'm sure
me.
you can. I'm sure you can find a way to complete this challenge. I always think that you're the smartest person I know.
Oh. Yeah, you'll be right. You'll be right. You know. Keep going. How am I the smartest person that you know?
Well,
I just want to hear it. You know. Cool reminder.
well, you always have the best solution to problems. I think my memory's a bit fuzzy, almost like these aren't real memories. But I remember that you're really good at everything you do. You're just the best.
Nodding.
I mean, you're the best rogue and druid I've ever met.
I would like to flick Don on the forehead with a psychic hand.
Ow! All right. Okay, hey, what number were you thinking of? Out of curiosity.
Oh well, you know I can't tell her. I can't tell her you outright, but
Come on, tell!
Tell! Yeah,
And as I say
tell!
tell, I cast command.
oh. Okay. I mean, yes, that is also
So that's a wisdom save, yeah.
yeah. I mean,
Same thing.
what's
Oh, that's a fail.
okay?
Fox DC is 14.
Right. And Don, he says, Don, oh, of course, the number I was thinking of is 88.
It was 88. I dispel the magic.
Should have
Okay.
guessed that.
Well, I rolled a D100, so. Clodion, blinks. An effective, yet expected, method of passing this challenge. Congratulations.
Thank you. You know, I just like being the best at everything, you know?
I have to... there is a disclaimer. Anything I said while under the influence of magic may not be what I actually think.
Hey!
That is how the spell works. It makes me think I'm your best friend ever, I believe, or something like that. Very friendly.
You know, wouldn't be the worst mistake anyone made.
I don't know you, Don, but I'm sure you are a great fairy.
Ah, thanks, buddy.
Although I did just see you get locked in a box earlier, so maybe I shouldn't think that. But anyway.
Look, thank you.
Okay, let's just see. What do we have left? That was enchantment. I'll stop rolling the dice because I'll have a 50% chance now of rolling something I already did. Let's do a really simple one. Clodion leads you over to another side, where and he indicates a number of blank spaces. Now, conjuration is the art of creation, and it seems that the Kahanites had a bit of an artistic side. Here, the challenge is simple: create something. Whether it be something beautiful, a work of art, something terrifying, just explore your creativity. Whatever spells you might think might create a physical object.
Did you say this was conjuration?
Yes.
Conjuration.
And it doesn't have to be a conjuration spell. That's why it said,
Right.
Does your method align to the spirit of the school rather than to actually being the type of spell?
I like it. I like it.
So yeah, the challenge here is just to make something, because that's what conjuration is. Just use a spell in a really creative way to create something. So I don't know. For example, like erupting earth, it churns all the ground around. Maybe use that to make a fancy pattern on the ground. Even if it's just a spell that does something to the physical environment, even if in a way it's really not meant to, like really not meant to usually be used in that fashion.
All right. I got something.
Okay.
Don uses plant growth to make a I think he's gonna make a picture of I think he's gonna make a Tommy wand. Like a big old Tommy wand.
Out of plants?
Out of plants. Sculpting.
Oh, sculpting. Okay, right. I was confused for a second there.
Yeah.
Okay. So. Okay, I'm gonna say yes. I'll allow there to be dormant plants in the earth, despite it being fruit free, that you can grow.
Okay.
Okay, so I guess give me a wisdom roll to see how effectively you make these plants look into an actual good sculpture.
Yo! I remember my favorite weapon so well.
Yes, you have such a perfect image in your mind of a Tommy wand that, yes, the plants, they sprout out of the ground, a bunch of shoots, wrapping around each other, and elongating into the long form of a Tommy wand. It's like a master hedge trimmer has made a sculpture of a Tommy wand.
Thank you. Hold your applause.
Clodion looks very impressed. Does anyone else want to attempt to make something? I mean,
art's not my thing.
Well, what you did back there with the water and the freezing, that could also come in handy here. Anything at all.
Logie, you can make a sculpture.
There is earth under this snow, so if you can mold earth, then that also works. Yes, if only there was someone here who could mold earth, it would be such the perfect time for them to use it.
Just perfect, you know.
And neither of them are here. Sad.
Said.
Come on, this is, in my opinion, this is honestly the easiest challenge. Just make something appear. It's basic magic. Give it a try. Come on.
Shit, guys.
Kind of just
prestidigitation
kind of
works.
apparates in a mage hand, has it do a wave, and then vanishes, and then she just shrugs. That's the best I can do with making things appear.
Well, Logi, you are able to shape water, right?
Yes. Oh, I know what I'll do. I'll get some water somewhere, I guess.
I create it again if you want.
Yeah, and I'm going to
You can create water together.
I'm thinking I'm going to use shape water to make like icy oh no.
Bullets
Tommy-
flying.
Could suggest something?
Bullets flying out of the Tommy wand.
Yeah, I mean that was what I thought of, but then I remembered, wait, it's not actually a gun. But okay. Icy bullets.
Okay, so run me through what you're doing. You're freezing water to make icy bullets come out of the Tommy wand.
Yeah, it's like imagine there's a stream of water from the edge of the Tommy wand, and we freeze that stream, and I mold the water so it looks like there's like bullets firing out.
Okay. I guess. Let's see. Yeah, I guess that would probably be a spell roll on your behalf then, Loki. So the water, it's easy enough for the water to be conjured in the air, and it to begin splashing. So give me a roll. Well, the water is frozen in a stream. It doesn't quite look like bullets. But there is a frozen stream of water coming out of the end of the Tommy wand. So it does look like it's firing something. Just it's not as fancy as individual bullets.
It could be like a laser. I like it.
Dawn, are you also able to shape water?
Hold on. I think I'm able to create it. I just don't think I can shape it though.
Okay.
I think you can, Don?
Can I?
Maybe I'm misremembering.
I mean, is that a druid spell?
Let's see.
If so, I don't have it on my sheet.
Well, it's a cantrip, I think, so.
It
Shape
is
water
a
is
druid
cantrip.
cantrip, but if you didn't choose it, you don't have it.
Does
Right.
druidcraft do anything?
Hey, can Notrix shape water? He's been pretty silent.
For the purpose of this, let's say Notrix is really sick. he had to go around back, and he has explosive diarrhea. He needs to go around back to the arena.
Jesus. Drank some bad water.
Yeah.
Okay, well. I don't know. I think that's all we got.
Your success was ripped out of his hands by a deeply embarrassing biological mishap.
Exactly. Okay, so yeah, so no one has any ideas just to make anything appear.
I use druidcraft to make a few flowers that are like maybe red spawn around the part of the Tommy wand that is supposed to be like red. Like that's supposed to be like a little mushroom.
Okay, that's
And I basically I'm
Totally.
coloring it at this point. From green to like red and brown and all that. All those wonderful colors.
okay. You do that. Well, the conversation. Maybe with this party, it is skewed in Don's favor. Whoops. But oh well. He's just proving himself to be the master of magic, apparently. Well.
Yeah, Fox is only able to create one thing, and it can only be one thing, so.
That's okay.
Oh, Alcana then sort of gets an idea, and then she has her mage hand holding the Tommy wand like it's being operated.
Okay.
Oh!
Okay.
Nice.
I assume. I mean, how big did you make the Tommy wand, Don? Can it be gripped normally?
I could say I made it like maybe the size of like if a person were to hold it. You know?
Yeah.
not a fairy.
So yeah, you do conjure your mage hand, and yeah, it does. It fits perfectly well around the handle of the Tommy wand.
I came up with something. I'm so proud of myself.
Woo.
Okay, is that all for this one?
I think so.
Yeah, it's all. Let's go.
Let's see. Is it running a bit long? Do you wanna go through the last 3 or?
Yeah, let's go.
Sure.
Okay.
Did we like pass it?
Yeah, we go through the last 3. We could just maybe do them a little faster if you want. Have just one challenge for each one instead of multiple for each of us.
Yeah, good idea. Let's see. Okay, next we'll do. I don't know. How about illusion? Claudine takes you over to another side of the arena. Oh, illusion, the school of trickery, of concealment. Your task here is simple, and he pulls out a. Let's see. Should I roll on the trinket table again? Nah, he just pulls out a gold coin. Seems to have the Michelin print on it. Michelin coinage. Your task here is to hide this coin. I will give it to you and proceed to the other side of the arena. And when you call me back, I must not be able to find it. Quite simple.
Is it okay if Dawn does something, or does someone else have an idea? Because I feel like I'm stealing the spotlight.
I have a simple idea and a stupid idea.
Let's hear the stupid one first.
There's a creativity score for a reason. I want stupid ideas.
Well, I was thinking, I summon a demon, I jam the coin into its mouth.
Jesus Christ, I wasn't expecting that stupid idea.
The other one was just to hide it with minor illusion.
I do like the summoning a demon and sticking it in its mouth.
Okay, man. So, how does the summon demon spell work? It just summons 2 demons, does it?
It's random, I think.
Okay, let's see. Let's see
I mean, the
spell
bigger
card.
problem is that they're aggressive unless you have like a ring of blood around us.
Well, I could summon Paloma and have her swallow the coin.
Oh, that's a much better idea.
Sure. If that's what you want to do.
I don't know. Does he expect the coin back at the end of this?
Well, I mean, the thing is, anything that she's carrying when I unsummon her just drops to the ground. So if I dispel it, I think the coin will just fall down because she's not a real reindeer. She doesn't digest food.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so you're going to summon Paloma and have her eat the coin.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, that's right. That's a spell that exists. Okana can summon more than one thing. And she just kind of face palms as she just remembers, oh yeah, that's a thing I can do.
Maybe we should summon more animals so it's not like super conspicuous
Oh, yeah.
that there's just suddenly a reindeer.
Yeah, Dawn, how many animals can you summon?
A bunch. Here, hold on.
Yeah, we can have a whole menagerie.
You can summon up to 8 small animals, Dawn. And
I guess she's gonna summon Aslana then.
And you can still summon your demon if you want, Logi.
I think the problem there is they're going to try to kill us.
The demon attacked. Yeah, that's right. It attacks you. And there's no way controlling it. So, I'm gonna summon. I think it's a. Does a reindeer have a challenge rating of 2 or lower?
Let me see. Sorry, give me one little second. We gotta figure this out. Oh yeah, challenge rating of 1/2.
Oh, perfect. So I'm gonna summon 4 reindeer.
4 reindeer, okay. So, alongside Paloma, 4 other. Does Paloma look special? Or does
I
she
mean,
look like a reindeer?
she looks special. She has like stuff on her antlers. I described that before, but I mean, could probably uh put less stuff on her antlers. I don't know.
Yeah, or I guess Paloma doesn't
Or
have.
like, does anyone have like a large enough illusion that they can make stuff appear as if it's on the antlers of the other reindeer? Like, does anyone have major illusion?
Do you have minor illusion, Logi? You can do that.
Well, minor illusion, I think that'll only work if they stay perfectly still.
Yeah.
I don't have major illusion.
Oh, I saw mirror image, but then I saw target self. That's a shame.
Well, I mean, what if it's not reindeer you summon? You know, because if we'll have Aslana there too,
Oh, we could
then
have.
yeah, it could
Wait,
just be a
wait,
bunch of different animals. They don't need to all look the same.
Yeah, if
As
they're
long as
if they're
it's-
challenge rating 0, as in just rabbits and mice and all sorts of very just normal animals, you could have 8 of them running around.
I'm gonna
You
have
can
a
summon
cow.
apes.
I'm gonna have
Does
a cow. I'm
Islana-
gonna have a.
Do your like paladin steeds count as celestials because you get them via paladin abilities?
Well, you can. That's one of the things you can make them. Yes.
I think they're celestial, fae, or fiend, technically.
Oh, okay.
But I chose celestial.
Well, I did think of the idea of having them swallow the coin. Then I used Lapides's maze to banish it. So it's in another dimension.
This is so stupid.
I think it's literally just
I mean, I guess you can, but I don't think there's a way to bring the coin back if you do that.
Yeah, it should. Yeah, no. Okay.
I mean,
okay. So
it comes
speeding
back in
up,
a minute,
I'm
doesn't
gonna-
it?
Let's not overthink it, guys.
So you're allowed to. I encourage overthinking.
Okay.
I
Don't do that. We'll take fucking forever.
It's fine. It's fine. There are only a few left. Well, actually, yeah, that's true. They come back in a minute as long as you banish them as soon as Collodion returns and you summon them back 59 seconds later.
That is hilarious. All right, I'm gonna summon a few like maybe 2 rabbits and 2 cows.
Sure. This place now smells like a barnyard.
All right, and I summon Paloma and get her to eat the coin and wait until Collodion's about to come back for Logi to banish her.
We can cut that idea if it's a bit too.
I think
silly.
it's fine. It's fine. It's ridiculous.
I think there's no point. Actually, that's not entirely true.
I guess.
Yeah, the coin will be gone, and he'll be checking out all these other animals that Don summoned.
It'll be hilarious because like he's looking for him and then like nope, it's someone we banished. So let's do it.
Okay. Yeah. I guess. Are you going to do anything to make sure he doesn't just see a reindeer disappear out of nowhere?
I mean, is he watching us? I thought he was.
Well, I thought you said you're going to cast it as he's coming back, as he gets back.
No, I mean, I figured like right before he comes back,
Oh,
or
okay.
do we not have any idea when that'll happen?
I mean, it's going to take him some number of seconds to come from over the other side of the room.
He told you that he'd come back once you called him back, basically.
No, you listen. All we do is just teleport it away. Y'all let him come back, and then we win.
I used Dimension Door to teleport Paloma away instead of banishing her.
Let's just do the banishment, I guess.
Just do the banishment, though.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah. Okay, I do love this. This is the kind of thing I wanted to see, just ridiculous crap happening. So Collodion came back. It comes back. He is quite surprised to see that this place has now just become a menagerie. He wasn't expecting a whole bunch of animals to appear. Unconventional, but well, I can't see the coin. And he begins walking around. Man, how would he even go about trying to find the coin?
Rubber gloves?
Maybe it has some sort of spell to detect it, but it doesn't matter.
Oh, that would be against the spirit of illusion, wouldn't it? Illusion, he's meant to be using his sight. He plays fair. So yeah, he looks over the animals. Well, even though they are conjured animals, I don't particularly want to get my hands dirty inside all of them. Are these illusionary? Oh, I guess yeah. He goes over and tries to pick up a rabbit, and
It's not.
Isn't all the world a grand illusion?
a philosopher, I see.
Might be a little more to this, little illusion than you think, though.
What do you mean?
I don't know. You're gonna have to figure it out.
Well, I think I guess I concede this. Well, no, he should put in a bit more effort than that. I think he is going to attempt to dispel the rabbits and cows. So he's going to attempt to dispel Don's magic.
Perfect.
And I don't think that requires a roll on a level 3 spell. Yeah.
Nah.
Oh yeah, it just happens.
Yeah, he dispels your animals, Don, and he does not see the coin. He looks at Aslana, and I guess not going to dispel Aslana. Well, I think it would make sense for him to dispel Aslana. He's going to dispel Aslana, and leaving them with no animals around. Well, I think you'll have me beat. The coin wasn't among all of the animals.
Yeah, so do you concede defeat?
I suppose I do.
Okay, wonderful, because that was 59 seconds.
And yeah,
Wait, did you actually have a timer?
No.
Okay, good. Yeah, I'm just going to say the timing works out. Don't worry about it.
yeah. And Paloma reappears, and Fox makes a very theatrical show of kind of stroking her mane, and then sort of giving her a couple of pats, and on the third one, she poofs out of existence, and the coin falls and clatters to the ground.
Well, I don't know if that is an illusion per se, but that was very creative. You banished the coin to another plane.
But we gave you the illusion that maybe one of the other animals in the room had it, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, exactly. The misdirection was the illusion.
You know what? That is very true. That is indeed the spirit of the school. And I'm looking at my last 2 challenges, and they're kind of boring, so maybe I'll skip them. And I don't think a necromancy challenge is going to go particularly well. I don't think anyone really has any spells that would do that challenge.
Notrix comes blasting in at the last minute and absolutely sweeps the last 2 challenges.
Perfect.
Sure. Okay. Well, I guess it's only fitting that hang on, let me have a look at these scores, I guess. So the most creative person, no doubt, was Aesir, of course, because of course Aesir is the most creative player here, I believe, with his random use of spells. The most effective person was Was Don. He
Woo!
he scored the most in effectiveness. And Don also scored the most in the spirit of the school. Let's see.
Like I said, I'm good at. I get good grades, you know.
Apparently. Well, I don't think about it too hard. It wasn't a very complicated scoring system. But yeah. I guess. Yeah, I did. I did have a scene in mind. So Collodion walks up to Don. Well, am I young? I can never tell the age of the Fae. My young friend. You appear to be quite the accomplished mage. Although, yes, I think mage is an appropriate word, even though you are clearly a druid.
His eyes sparkle. I like to be a jack of all trades once in a while, you know. Yay.
Quite. Well, follow me then. There is a token reward from this activity.
Ooh.
May I be so bold as to suggest something?
That you may suggest something, yes?
You introduced yourself as being something of an enchanter, and our friend Don here, he has this weapon. It had this powerful enchantment on it, but our arcanists have not been able to recreate it since its enchantment was unfortunately broken. Uh,
Oh.
Enchantment? I do not know if this is beyond or within your powers.
I'm gonna go into whoever's bag is holding the broken Tommy wand. I'm gonna rip that bad boy out.
Huh, okay. I guess it is up to our normal DM whether I can do that or not. So...
Can he fix it, normal DM?
I mean, I like the idea. So... And if Ron says it's okay, then it's okay. Well, that... Certainly. It looks like... You... Did... Wait... How was it broken again? Was it just snapped?
Yeah, it was snapped and then it was mended back together, but the enchantment was sort of broken on it to make it able to fire multiple times.
Right. Yes, I can see. Yes, the spell has been attempted to be repaired, but I believe I can fix this.
Thank you!
Yes, well, come with me, and, let's do this homage to the RuneScape, I guess. So he takes you, Don, and he takes you to that sparkling pool that Arcana found last week. And he just walks into it. Do you follow him?
Oh, sure. What happened?
So yes, you find yourself... Actually, I did have a kind of cool description for this. You find yourself in a large open space. Underground space. Initially, it is dark, but then behind you, Clodion lights a brazier, although not a conventional. It's not fire; it's a arcane fire, so it's glowing blue or something fancy like that. I need to get better at descriptions. And you can see that in front of you, sort of in circles around the brazier, are, well, dozens and dozens of statues. And if you look at them, you can probably recognize that, oh, these are many, many different gods of Gielinor. All sorts of gods. Some of them you've never seen, never heard of. And Clodion motions towards them. Go, choose which god you, well, when it gets right down to it, it's more of a choice of color, but choose which god you prefer, and you'll get a cosmetic reward.
All right.
I guess
Okay,
he
then,
doesn't say that in character, but that's kind of what this is.
That's basically what it is. Okay. I look around. How's the Guthix one looking? What does that look like?
It looks like a cross-legged man with really spiky hair.
This guy speaks to me for some reason. The IQ of Dawn and this god feels similar, so he's gonna gravitate towards Guthix.
So you choose Gothix, who is green.
Who's green? Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess yes. There's a small Gothixian symbol, which is the green, on the base of the statue.
That and Nostrix mentioned this guy a few times. Seemed alright.
So I guess as you approach the statue, and stand before it, I guess, a tiny fairy-sized green cape materializes on the ground.
Oh. Hey, okay. I don't mind. Look at this bad boy. What to do? What to do?
It out of character, it's cosmetic unless Ron says it isn't. But
Okay, cool.
there we go.
Ah,
I didn't want to
gotta
promise
punch
anything
him.
too much, but yes, it's just a fancy cape. It's a token reward that anyone who sees it can recognize that you are a master of magic. If they also know about this place, which that's probably not a great many people.
Kind of clashes with my tuxedo, but when the moment needs it, I think I'm gonna whip out this bad boy. Thank you.
Can I suggest an enchantment?
Sure, because I didn't want to suggest anything, but you can.
Yeah, well, though I will say you could have. I did say that, items were an okay thing for your things, but what if, to kind of fit with the RuneScape theme and with the other reward Don's gotten, what if you can activate it to receive a +1 to attack rolls for an hour with any weapon that has been made or enchanted at the Mage Training Arena?
Yes.
Oh, so that's specifically the Tommy one, I guess then.
Yeah, I mean, unless there's a Guthix God Staff, but I doubt there's anything like that.
That feels like it would go a bit too far. But yes.
All right.
Well, yes. Cordian says, well, Cordian turns around and you can see that somehow visibly the wand is glowing again. While you were looking at the statue, he's gone on it and repaired it. Yes. Well, normally that cape... normally I give out weapons to people, sometimes. And he motions to a barrel of awesome-looking staves to his side. But since I made you this, I think we're even. Yes. When you are wearing that cape, you might activate. You can activate it, and for an hour, you'll find you're able to hit better with this.
Oh, okay. Hey, that's gonna go real well with my, you know what?
Indeed.
Okay.
And
I guess we make our way back out.
you have a Guthix God
Yay.
cape and a repaired. Wow, a repaired Tommy wand. I was not expecting that. That was a good idea.
Very good idea. In fact, I forgot to PM you about that, but I didn't want to shoehorn my boy.
No, it's fine. And I like the idea that you could have got a Guthix staff or something, but you decided to just get the wand repaired instead. I like that idea.
Yee.
Yeah, as you walk out, you notice that there's this barrel of awesome-looking, ancient, powerful staves, but you don't think anything of it.
Nah, they're tacky.
Can't be that powerful if they're in a barrel.
Exactly.
True.
Pookie's powerful. Weapons in the
Well,
barrel.
well done, Don.
He's blushing. Thank you.
That's wow.
Yeah, I guess Notrix being absent really was a blessing in disguise for you.
I don't know. I think I I would have slammed it either way. But he's kind of like flaunting his cape around, like maybe working on like cutting little holes in him so he can fit his wing through. But yeah, it might be a harder maneuver than he thinks.
I suppose you might really be as smart as you say.
Yeah, I don't lie.
Well, you're welcome to stay the night within these walls. You should be sheltered from the elements and from any one who wishes to intrude. And yeah,
Well, thank you very much for your hospitality, sir.
and as you begin to set up a bit of a little campsite, why don't we go ahead and take a 10-minute break?
Are you looking for a recap of just the part in the present?
Yeah, not all the flashbacks, just the part in the present to bring us to where we are at this moment.
Sure, I can do that. Alright, so last time on Tale of Gielinor, we came back to the scene that we left several months ago, with Fox and Vold and the rest of the waves aboard the Shatterflow. Vold continued to throw accusations at Fox, like how he had killed that old man that Nia took that one dagger from to take the other dagger, how he had used a not tadpole, which conveniently fell out of his bag during this struggle, to turn Master Chai into one. And he also accused him of maybe trying to use that one on either Alcana or one of us. He also accused him of using us as pawns for some greater gain. But Fox insisted that he has broken free from the Shard's influence and is trying to use the power that the Shard can have to make good things happen instead of bad things. Make people nice instead of making people slaves. I don't think Vold bought it because Vold didn't buy it. And just as we kind of hit an iceberg that we were too late to stop ourselves from hitting, Fox grabs Vold, and we're not entirely sure if it was Fox or if it was Vold or someone else, but somehow they all teleported away. We were too busy trying to get Notrix back on the ship because he fell off, because of course it was Notrix.
It's really not intentional.
The dice just hate
The
him.
dice just hate him. Fox and Vold left behind a pink gem, which I do believe was being held by Fox?
Vold.
Vold.
Yeah. And Vold's broomstick, both of which are now no longer magical, and Acer is very disappointed, especially about the broom.
And that is indeed where we bring you. On the deck of the still slightly listing ship, still kind of bobbing in the waves after its collision with that iceberg, still normalizing itself. You are gathering up what few things have been left behind scattered on the deck. But of course, the two things that catch your eye the most, well, maybe the three things, that vial with that dark, not tadpole, that pink gem, and that broom. This moment, there's this complete silence over this ocean as you all stand underneath this perpetual nighttime sky.
Well, I think one of the first things after Alcana just kind of recovers herself the shock of what happened is that she's probably going to pick up that vial, look at it for a moment, and then just set it down, bring truth down on it with like a smite to just obliterate the thing.
So you hold that vial, you look at that thing whirring around, kind of flailing, and yeah, you just set it down, bring down truth, and it's just two. You see as the vial itself shatters and it cuts all the way through, stopping at the stone deck of the ship, that this thing is just bisected and its little segmented, almost vestigial looking legs kind of skitter for a few seconds before both halves of this thing are dead.
And then I think she's going to use the Word of Radiance feature on Truth, but set it to fire damage to just incinerate it.
Yeah. Uh, Within a few moments, it's a little more than this asheny heap.
And then she just kind of goes silent, looking down at the deck.
I suppose. I suppose there's something I should tell you.
What is it?
Well, Forks, he took me aside earlier and he told me about his strange plan. Well, not his plan exactly, his intentions, what he just said to Vold. I didn't really understand it, but well, he claimed that tadpole there was from me. He claimed that Gielinor had planted it in me while we were in Kandarin, and he took it out to cure me. But I'm not sure if he was telling the truth.
And you were planning on telling us this when, Logie? This seems like pretty pertinent information.
Well, he did. I mean, I didn't think he was that at the time, and he did ask me to keep his trust. I think.
Well, at this point, he's not exactly done a good job of keeping trust with us, as much as I hate to say it.
No.
There's a
But-
mutual expectation of that. I feel like such a damn fool.
It might be true that he took that out of you, but well,
Why not incinerate it then, in that case, like I literally just did?
well, I think the bigger issue is his self-admission that he put another one of them into Shai. That is a bigger point against him.
No kidding.
Hmm.
I can't keep
I-
doing this.
I think whatever happens, he has. He and many others have big plans for this Soul Stone.
Well, he
He said that. He said something about how all that power from when 4 and 3 became what it is, it's still untapped.
He is right about one thing then. It should be exhausted in some way. So that so then it can't be used. But I'm not sure.
How?
Well, what I am certain of is that casting some sort of spell that would affect the entire world at once, that might not be the best. Regardless of the intentions, the ramifications of that might quickly
Yes.
spiral out of control.
I can appreciate the idealism behind it, but, well, the logistics are all wrong.
There is also the possibility that
It could backfire badly, and then everyone else pays the price, and then where are we doing where are we then in the end? With blood on our hands and nothing to show for it. At least with what I've done, if it goes badly, hopefully it'll just be me that pays for it.
you shouldn't have to pay for anything, Arcana.
I know. It's just... First, I get told a lot of stuff of everything that happened in Haranu through one of my dreams, and then there's all of this. It's just too much. Too much. And it just keeps on happening.
I think while they're all over there talking, Nia is going to investigate the area where Fox and Vold were on the deck, just to make sure there's nothing left there.
Sure, roll investigation.
That's a nat 20, of course.
Dang. All right. Let me go back to my notes to make sure. So, scouring around, you do find that there are several more of these little, like, kind of metal tubes. They look like they weren't purpose built for Fox, but they were probably all like came from one place, sort of like a standardized size, and they all had little trinkets or different things in them. One of them you find, and it actually seems to have a little shard of that same kind of light purple crystal that you know Logi keeps a few shards of. You also find it's in pieces, and it looks like from one of the impacts, you're not sure when, but most of the pieces are still there. Fox oboe. And natural 20, forcing me to go back to my notes. I will say that you find kind of almost hanging off the edge of the deck, kind of leaning up against one of the posts, is actually another instrument that must have spilled out of his bag of holding. This bamboo flute, bag of holding, excuse me, abyssal satchel, with another little sash kind of tied to the end of it. And as you open that up, you see that it has a number of coins in it. It looks like it's got about 70 chimes and then another 50 gold.
I think, I guess Nia will just hold on to that bag for now, but whatever. Well, I guess first she's going to give the shard to Logi. Since he already has one, now he has two. 1.5? 1.5. And, I don't suppose any of you know how to play the flute.
I don't.
Is it just a flute?
I don't know. Bamboo flute.
Well, he did tell us that he was from one of the commissar. It seems he didn't really let that go.
But do they just all know how to play the flute, or is it magical?
I'm gonna cast Identify on it.
You cast Identify on this, Dawn?
Yeah.
As you cast Identify on this flute, you get the sense there is indeed some sort of a magical signature on it, but it's a very faint one. You get the sense that this flute isn't really capable of magical effects in and of itself, but it's able to focus certain types of magic, act as a focus.
Oh, okay. I'll relay that to the group. This probably is a magic focus then.
Oh, and can we say somewhere along the way that she relayed everything that Musoka said in her dream? Because there's no way I'm going to act out the entire last arc in character.
Yeah. Somewhere in this aftermath, you manage to sort of sit down with everyone and tell them all the things you learned from Musoka's dreaming.
Oh, and I guess she'll pick up the pieces of the oboe too, and see if she can make sure that, maybe this actually could be repaired. Could we try mending it? Does anybody have mending?
Mending? Yes, I have mending. I'm gonna try and mend it.
So as you try to kind of put the pieces together to mend it, you quickly see that it doesn't seem like absolutely everything is there, that it's going to require a little extra effort on your part. So go ahead and roll a wisdom.
You.
you think you've almost got it, but not quite. And as you can kind of see all of those scratches are smoothed out, all those chips kind of fade away, but as you hold it, it looks perfect for a second, and then it kind of boom falls apart to three separate pieces that don't quite fit together. Yeah, you're not going to be able to fully mend it yourself, but it also doesn't look like it would be hard for someone who actually knows what they're doing to repair now.
Sorry, I try my best.
It's not like I would be the one who wants it back. If anything, this would just be back for Fox. No, that's if we ever see him again.
Where do you think they went?
Did anyone recognize the kind of magic that took them away?
Well, no. I only just grasped how to teleport short distances recently myself.
I'm realizing, Dawn, technically you didn't have to make a saving throw for the glacier since you hover. So I'll let you make an Arcana check if you wish.
Definitely. Ah.
Nope.
I don't know. I couldn't really see anything. Just 1 second they were there, 1 second, poof.
Well,
Yeah.
we do know if we are going to see them again anywhere, we know where. We know what Fox's goal is going to be.
Which means the only really way forward is, well, the island that is not too far away from us now.
And, well, we were never doing this for Fox.
No, we really were not.
I'm going to ask just to be 100% sure. The way that he teleported away when he grabbed onto Vold looked nothing like how he moves when he shadow steps, right?
No, it did not look like that. And you've, with all that time you studied with him in the past few days, you would know that.
I'm just checking.
The weird thing is that the teleportation, it took the magic from this pink crystal and the broom.
That is exceedingly strange.
Well, Vold had those two, didn't he?
He did.
Maybe they were only magical because Vold was making them magical, you know? Like maybe he was the power source. But what's up with that pink one? Like that pink one, it doesn't look like a shard, does it?
Doesn't, you want to investigate it?
Yes, please.
All right, roll investigation.
Okay. Investigation. No breathing. Ah.
Yeah, well, you hold it up, and it doesn't take a huge amount of insight to see once you have it up close, like turning it around in your hands. This is not some arcane shard. This looks like a piece of costume jewelry, and not a particularly good one. It feels like the weight and hardness of glass. You can see like the little chips from where it was poorly faceted, even a little imperfection where you think it must have the glass that it was blown from must have been separated. It looks, if anything, store-bought.
Maybe, maybe he was trying to pull a fast one on us and replace it with the actual shard? I don't know.
Well, he was...
I don't think he really had enough time for that. It seems more likely that it was an enchantment he put on the object, and since he's not around, that enchantment wasn't maintained.
Ah, right.
He was...
So maybe it'd be better to hold on to it, because if it does start acting magical again, we'll know he's nearby.
That's good thinking, Nia.
Little detector.
Let's just get to the island and then make camp, and then hopefully we can start sorting this mess out.
Yes, and let's try not to hit any more icebergs. This ship is sturdy, but that did take I don't think the ship enjoyed that iceberg.
It's not exactly like we were focused on seafaring too much at that moment. But let's be more focused on it now, and then we can decompress. Hopefully. Assuming that we don't have more revelations dropped on our head the second we get there.
All right.
Given where we're going, I'm not sure we're going to get a rest anytime soon.
Once again, the only way out is through. And with that, Alcana pauses before heading back to the helm of the ship.
Yeah. Alcana sort of assessing the conditions, the sea, the ship, which moves at just a glacial pace. You think that it's probably moves around the same speed as walking, though it's definitely preferable to walking because you can't exactly swim through these frigid waters. So you think that with the slow speed and the extra effort to navigate around all of these ice flows, it'll probably take another 36, 48 hours to get across this otherwise narrowish channel to the island.
That's more like 2 days, of course it is. But we're not. The night isn't getting any younger. Let's get going.
So, you take to the ship. You, of course, Alcana at the helm. But the Shatterflow, again, is a little bit more complex than most crafts. It has the helm, topside, of course, but you also have, sort of in the lowest part of the hold, the hydraulic tank valve system that most of the time is not that important, but is needed to regulate its depth and, to a lesser extent, the draft of the craft. You have your arcane boilers, which are powered by just low-level magic, keep the ship running. And then you have your gyroscopes in the center, which, again, since they are responsible for the pitch of the ship, are more important when it's acting as a submersible, but still, you may need someone on standby there. So I want to ask, who's on standby for the hydraulics, who's on standby for the gyroscopes, and who's on standby for the arcane boilers?
Let's see, I think Notrix was on the boilers before. He was lighting them and such, so maybe he can continue that role.
Yeah, I think Neil was on the... No, not the hydraulics, the other one.
The gyroscope?
Yeah.
All
Okay,
right.
I guess Logi can be on the hydraulics then.
Okay. Logi, you're deep down in the bowels of the ship. Nia, you're sort of in the main part of the hold, watching the various gyroscopes. Notrix, you're in the back with these boilers that you know, partially from that vision, can convert into cannon. And Don, I guess you're hanging out on top with Alcana?
Yeah. Helping out where we can.
Honestly, she probably needs him more for moral support than seafaring support right now.
Oh yeah.
So, Don, since you don't have a specific role, why don't you roll me a d20 to see how the ship does for the afternoon?
Sure. Hey.
Man, that is a good roll. As you navigate, it seems like the oceans are relatively calm. You're able to, without much effort, maybe from the occasional almost borealis-like lights in the sky, pick out a route through that avoids any ice flows, any glaciers, any obstacles. And after a while, though, the light doesn't really change, there being no visible difference between day and night, you feel from your weariness, and you know from the late hour, it's getting to time to rest, to head back into the hold and to wait to take on the ship's controls another day. So, as you guys sort of settle into a rest. Is anyone doing anything tonight?
Oh, I'm definitely doing something tonight.
All right. Well, I think I know what you're going to do, so let's save you for last. Anyone else have something they're going to do?
Hmm.
I think Don would want to talk to someone and ask, maybe to Natrix or Logi, or maybe everyone in the same room, right? Just asking, so, any ideas how to exhaust the power of the Sunstone?
Soulstone.
Soulstone! Sorry.
It's it's a problem.
There was something Nia mentioned about her talking with Krymanth. I don't know.
I think I know what you're talking about because it idly occurred to me too.
And that is.
Well, you mentioned that this. Sorry, I've got to think of how to say it because it skirts around the things that you didn't tell us. You mentioned that this Ilford Mar. I was about to say Chelan Mar. This Ilford Mar. It keeps the universe together,
Yeah, that's what Kryman told me.
but it needs energy, and that's why whatever happened at the volcano happened to give it energy. And well, Ilford Mar, as I know, is, well, its realm is the spirit plane, correct?
That's what. Well, half of its realm, yes.
And well, I just thought I own a staff that is specifically designed to send soul energy to the spirit plane.
So you're thinking you can use your staff to send the energy of the Soul Stone into the spirit plane?
I have no idea. It's just
Well, it's an idea at least.
yes, just getting rid of.
I
the
mean,
energy.
the universe continuing to exist is, well, I don't know how you could argue against that not being a good thing. At least as far as mortal life is considered.
Yes, but I mean that depends entirely on, well, both how the staff works and how the soulstone works.
And
None of
I
us.
suppose how the spirit plane works.
Yeah,
True.
I mean, do you think that sort of thing would damage it?
I must admit, just hearing that, I do become a little bit worried about, I don't know, monster beasts trying to eat the world.
Like something eating all that energy?
I suppose it's better than the alternative.
Well, if we do make a godlike evil turnip, then I mean it's not as bad as a continent being mind controlled.
I mean, if it's one evil turnip, then we can eventually just smack it into oblivion, right?
Not if it's a god.
Oh, right. But what's a turnip god going to do, anyway?
The same thing as a cabbage god, I'd imagine.
And... it really is something we can't really know until we're actually there, huh?
Yes.
Guess we'll have to gather some more information. Eh.
Yeah, I think this is what they were talking about in all those Circadian novels when they say you're meddling with forces beyond your ken.
Very true. I mean, well, speaking of the stuff of Yunlo, I guess. I don't know, my thoughts seem drawn to it as maybe a solution, but. I've been told that if I plant it, I can create a guardian, and I assume it's a giant tree, or something similar, like Yunlo was. So what if, I don't know, if we planted the stuff and empowered it with the soul stone, maybe it would make a giant tree that could regrow the wilderness or something. I don't know. This is complete conjecture, obviously. But
Yeah, like redirecting the power to do something that's like, not controlling the minds of people.
yes,
Hell, maybe we could even make it do something. I don't know, spawn a cake in front of every single person in the world.
no,
Something a
I
little
think
more,
the idea is we don't want any spells that affect the entire world.
Yeah.
Yes, because the potential potential consequences of that going wrong will be felt by the entire world.
Yes, but, well, apparently, with this mantle, Loki, you still have the mantle, don't you? The thingy.
I'm not entirely out of character. What are you referring to?
The mantle, the cloak thing that you got with Forks, when you confessed your love to each other, the object that allows you to control the
yes.
soul stone. Wasn't it like a cloak mantle thing? I can't remember.
Yeah, you should still have that, Logi.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I guess I have that then.
Well, if you have that, then Forks doesn't have it.
Which is a point in our favor, I suppose.
Which means we will have to decide. Which means we are the ones who can use the soul stone at the moment.
So, having re-established that, can we get a description of what it looks like again?
So it's sort of like almost like this large sort of shoulder piece, almost like any of you remember Mojo Jojo?
Yep.
Yeah.
I imagine it's a little bit like what he wears, but it's sort of, it's just made out of this flat black material.
I see.
I'm going to need a lot of time to myself.
Alright.
So if you could not bother me, that would be great. I think she's going to leave to find one of the side rooms that she can close herself off in.
So Alana has closed herself off to the rest of you.
I have ideas of what to do in the morning, but for now, nothing.
So,
You said how it would take how long for us to get there?
about another day and a half at this point.
So we're probably only going to have one long rest between now and then.
Or, probably two.
Okay.
All right. Well, in that case, I think we can switch the scene over to Alcana. Let's see, what do I want to use for this? I guess I can just use this sort of ship tile that I also use as a jail. It's not a jail, though it actually is surprisingly close to the way that I've described the interior of this ship.
So yeah, Alcana has left the group and sort of gone off into the side room. The thoughts from the day and from the night before swirling around her head like a storm. For a while, she just sits there on her knees, just kind of staring at the floor, looking around, trying to center herself, but feeling like she's been tossed around in her mind, much like the ship was by the iceberg. Like, then sort of looks at her bag, looks at the things beside her. She starts taking out various objects, one by one, laying them on the floor. There's her holy symbol. There's the bracelet from Devon around her arm. There's the Ghost Speak amulet she had gotten when training with Master Kara so long ago, or so it seems. There's her shield, with the shield-sworn insignia on it. There's the little model ship that Wersund gave her not long before they departed Ardoin. And there's her journal, and within her journal, the bookmark from her own ancestor, Johann, with some of the clues that helped set her on this path. There's the letters from Haranu of all of the soldiers who appreciated her service, remembering that she had still left something good there. There's the tri-crystal candlestick, a more recent acquisition that brings her an odd sort of comfort, as well as being an arcane focus. There's, of course, her old sword as a guard on Ashdale, reminding her of where she came from. There is the ebony statuette, which was later revealed to be that of the horned King Chelonius that was among Shai's belongings. One of the things she still has left of him. And then more recently, there's a certain sapphire necklace given to her by her newly professed love of Alistair. And then finally, she reaches out and she summons truth into her hands and just sort of looks at the various objects scattered before her. Each one of them, some key, some piece of this path. But there's another one that seems particularly touched by destiny even now. The final piece of this constellation, this mosaic. A certain orb with a certain code that she'd stumbled upon that was a little bit more than just chance. And she sort of looks at all of it, looks at that set in the midst of all of it, seeming as scattered as her thoughts at the moment. She takes a deep breath, and perhaps clinging on to some kind of hope to continue on this journey. Much indeed like Alistair and what that strange phantom thief had tried to impress upon her, to keep on going, even in the midst of struggle. She speaks the code into the hymnal orb.
You speak these words, and they're not Icenic, this line of gibberish that you happen to just pick up on by chance from Loki's strange novel. And though they feel uneven, unruly in your mouth, the orb comes to light, not with its simple hymnals as it does when you speak the Icenic word, but with these deeper truths, these deeper words, the unknown, the almost forbidden techniques of the order, the Sera Apostolon. There are not hymns in there that your mind sort of takes in as you explore, plumb the depths of this orb. They are something closer to chants, to mantras, to meditation rituals, even whole other languages seemingly presented in some sort of a code that speaks to something other than just your cognitive sensors. You start to understand, as you delve into the secret history within this orb, the discovery of the Sera Apostolon, which claims to owe its origin to the successes of the Icene Lapides, despite opposition from within the rest of the Anapodostrophe. The only true means to sublimate or seal the power of a pentarch, and so prevent the rise of any bastardization of deity, is with the power of the other pentarchs. To do so necessitates vigilance, discipline, especially because there is little difference between sublimating that power and elevating and transcending this power. Lapides uncovered this, but so did the blasphemer, Chelonius, its corollary effect. And there is a theory that's core to their mission, but still, you quickly get the sense, never confirmed, that this is because there are not 5 pentarchs. There is a secret pentarch, a 6th pentarch. The reason most of their attempts at sealing have failed. And there needs to be a dedicated manifester of each. Lapides is believed to have shared this secret with his daughter and his son-in-law, but Deimos was lost in the Ulm expedition in Ceres, is in no state to talk to anyone. But as you turn to the chants, the mantras, the rituals, outside the purview of typical Ceredomanism, there's another interesting thing you find in there, something referenced. That these come not from the clerics of Ceredomin, but many have been adopted from defectors from the Queen of Mist. Defectors who help them to realize the structure of this new discipline in the Sera Apostolon. There is this one ritual that particularly catches your eye. It is this sort of chant mantra for new initiates. By mastering this chant, they enter this trance-like state. And you come across the means for fully initiating someone, that while in this trance-like state, an initiate will be ushered in, marked by what it refers to as a secondary esoteropath of a pentarch, one whose knowledge, power can trace a lineage to a pentarch. Not one who's necessarily part of the order, but who can usher them into these other magics, other truths, using a scepter incorporating a piece of that pentarch's form, and given power due to its extraplanar nature. Often the new Templars of the Sera Apostolon, they focus on warding over the abuse of a particular power, being a particular manifester of one pentarch. You come across all the parts of this ritual and gain this deep understanding. You have all the parts that you need here. All you need is someone to speak the sacred words and initiate you.
She just kind of pauses, all of this just kind of washing over. I don't suppose I can just speak the words myself?
You get the sense that that mantra that you uncovered, that mantra for new initiates, for new Templars, will send you into a trance, and that you'll need someone more lucid to speak the words, nonsense as they may seem to your eyes, as you enter that trance.
I think she's then going to try and find Don.
Ah, okay.
Don, I expect you're easy to find.
Yeah, he's kind of up already, you know, he doesn't sleep, so he's easy to find. Yeah,
And she would probably explain the short... She wouldn't necessarily explain everything she learned in the orb, but she would explain the important parts of the ritual.
Whoa, and that's safe?
Well, there definitely seems to be quite a history behind it, that much is certain.
Okay. Dang. if you want me to, yeah, I definitely will. Just is there a sign to let me know when I should say the words again?
Was there?
You tell Don the words to say, and you have the feeling that past that, you'll simply have to have faith.
All right. If you think it's beneficial to do it, then I'm game.
It's strange, but it's nothing stranger than anything we've encountered so far. And besides, this feels like there's way too much more than just simple coincidence at work. There's something great lying ahead of us, and I feel we'll need something more to be able to face it. So, to the unknown, to destiny. And then she starts chanting.
You sort of go down on your knees with these. Are you using the candlesticks?
Yeah, with, of course, the tri-crystal one in particular.
Yes, the tri-crystal sort of in front of you, space cleared around you. As you close your eyes, your own words feel like they ring out in your ears, replacing the odd sort of echoing cold stoniness of the boat, replacing the sound of the waves splashing against its form from without, seeming to occupy everything that you are. Dawn, you watch as Alcana seems to completely be lost to the world, as you shakily repeat the nonsense syllables that she told you, while placing your own hand on this piece of eldritch stonework. But Alcana, you are somewhere else. You open your eyes, and even though you get the sense of a grand cathedral, there are no details, there are no soaring, vaunted ceilings, there are no flying buttresses. There's simply this impression of light. In particular, this beam of sharp light directly in front of you, this vivid blue speckled with these gold flakes, as if they are these shining gilded pieces of dust. And you feel as if you can almost hear something within it. Something like a voice.
I think Alcana would approach it.
Alcana Therasis.
Yes, that is me.
Do you seek the destruction of the Pentarchy?
Alcana just kind of pauses.
Do you seek to follow, absolutely and without question, the ancient dogma?
Yes.
Do you seek the destruction of the Pentarchy?
What does that mean, exactly?
Do you seek to follow, absolutely and without question, the ancient dogma?
Does Alcana respond to this?
She just kind of continues pausing.
Do you seek to follow, absolutely and without question, the ancient dogma?
And it feels as if the entirety of this almost impressionistic space around you pulses with the force of the question this time.
What is the ancient dogma?
You get the sense that the color of this space cools somewhat. There is no dogma that is absolute. There is no mantra. There is no coda that should go without question. Will you pledge vigilance, Alcana?
I can pledge vigilance.
Will you pledge unfailing self-discipline, Alcana?
Yes.
Will you pledge to do your utmost to maintain a clarity of mind?
Yes.
And will you reject blind dogma?
Yes.
You feel as if the light of this space grows brighter and brighter and brighter until it is suddenly dimmed once more. And you open your eyes into the almost hopelessly mundane hold of the Shatterflow. Dawn is in front of you looking bewildered because for a second, Dawn, you thought that Alcana's whole form, just for a split second, glowed. And then she was herself again. Alcana, you feel this new, somehow, this sense of purpose within yourself as you have taken on at least the aspects of a new oath. And with it, level 10. And not only that, there is something else you feel you have gained. Almost as if there is some other power that you briefly tapped into. And that, in a truly desperate moment, maybe not exactly a god, but maybe the power of another plane that in a desperate moment you can try to reach out to. Alcana, you have an additional feature, a feature that's usually reserved for clerics. You have divine intervention.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome! And I think just sort of in the midst of all that, she would just kind of pause, like, wow, that was something.
Yeah. You're okay? You kind of glued there for a second.
Huh, it was strange. I was being asked all of these questions of trying to follow something without any explanation. And as it turns out, the right answer was to question the dogma.
Really?
Yeah.
I guess these Pentox are a lot more different. Let me start over. I bet these Pentox are a lot more different than these, other gods I've been hearing about.
Well, if I recall correctly from what we've heard, it's sort of opposing, they were trying to avoid the same problems that the blind dogma of the main church was causing. So I guess that was the perfect test to see if you wouldn't just agree unflinchingly.
Hey, good on you. I mean, you know what? I bet I would have said the same thing.
Well, it seems that a jump into the unknown ended up doing well once again.
Whew.
And this time, it's not me just carrying out somebody else's vision, it's mine. Because who the hell else could have found this anyway? Let's be real.
Yeah, really. Well, I'm glad you came out safe.
Yeah. I suppose I should clean up the ship then a bit, shouldn't I? I was working a lot of stuff out.
Though, Alcana, as you get to your feet, you can't help but feel this sense of wooziness, though you've just been sitting in this same position on your knees for the past hour. It feels as if you've just run a marathon. You get the sense that you probably are in deep need of a long rest.
I'm going to go to bed now. Good night, Don.
Hey, good night. Yeah, sleep easy.
And Alcana, as you drift to sleep, I want to cut over to another sleeping figure. Logie, I'm assuming that you're a sleeping figure.
I do believe I am.
You find yourself in a space that's become somewhat familiar to you now, but looks as if an age has passed since you were last there. The crumbling study of your master Suetonius, but unlike the last time you dreamed of this, it seems as if the whole place has started to disassemble, has started to crumble on itself. You can clearly see a gray sky through a roof that is probably not even halfway there. And instead of just being sticking out of this occasional dust, it seems as if timbers, as if bits of furniture, and as if you notice several irregular shards of crystalline substances just stick out of this deep mud at odd angles. One of the few things that is intact is this sort of large, like marble bust of a figure, humanoid but not quite human. Look at it for an extra second and realize it's an Auspa, but it is wearing this sort of paper mantle and this tri-horned black crown on its head. But you see, away from the remains of this room, seemingly standing on a promontory over an ocean shore that looks surprisingly like that shore where you encountered what you believe was Lapides. You do see the back, the figure of Suetonius.
Huh. The mantle on the figure, it's the same one I have.
It looks like it was maybe designed to resemble it, but this almost looks like it could have been made by a child. It just looks like several pieces of folded paper.
Huh.
But there's a clear resemblance, yes.
I guess I walk up to behind Suetonius.
Well, we're getting very near the end of the journey now, aren't we, Logie?
Yes. This place is starting to be quite a mess.
Yes, we're close enough to Solar Monta. I can feel it. Other memory. Countless lost psyches in that place. And memories spilling out, radiating. Forgotten knowledge. Far too labyrinthine for me to begin to parse. Some of it is even my own.
Ah. Is it from the Soul Stone, or is it just there?
Some of it, most likely. You ever heard of the concept of a collective unconscious, Logie?
Yes.
I say it's a soul shared by all sapient beings. But I'll tell you what it really is. Some of your arcanists may know this. It's actually a mark left by the anima of those using it. This impression, this scar that they leave on the world as they move through it, especially if they're magic users, subtly affecting things. Like a chair that takes on the shape of your ass after you've been sitting on it for 30 years.
Yeah, that makes sense, I think.
You've got sensitive enough gauge, can sweep places that arcanists have been, can reconstruct their knowledge, their experiences, even their opinions. You know, you could argue that you've just been given a sensitive gauge, and I'm nothing more than a collection of ancient memories, and any specific directives I've given you been nothing but your subconscious using me as an excuse because you're too chicken shit to act on it yourself. But that would be ridiculous.
Wait.
What do you think? Thing you saw on the ship? Vox? Vold?
What about them?
Your opinion, Loki. You've got opinions, don't you?
I think Fox thinks he's doing the right thing, but I don't think it'll lead to anything good.
I think both of them came further than expected. Things are about to get far tougher for you, Logi.
I think I suspected that.
Maybe even tougher than you think. Solamanta commands its own magic, almost as if it's its own demiplane. I may not be able to help you, at least not at first.
But didn't you just say that the voice I've been hearing is my own?
I said it would be ridiculous to believe that.
I suppose.
What you need to do, Logi, if I'm to give you any assistance whatsoever, you need to find the Great Engine Array in Solamanta. But you have to do it after you've powered the batteries in the temples. 3 moons. You'll need yourself, you'll need the Paladin, and you'll need the Fairy. The shrines of magma, mist, and mud. Can you remember this, Logi?
Yes. I've noted it down in the notes in my head.
I might not be able to speak with you again until then, though I'm hoping that's not the case.
Well then, do you have any parting words of wisdom before you go?
Come on, Logi. You and I both know those kind of pleasantries are all bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah, probably.
And as the mud you feel that half of this place is already sunken into feels like it's getting stickier under your feet, softer. You feel this now familiar sensation, a sensation that you know not to fight, pulling you under as you blink awake, back once more among the living on the Shatterflow. It is morning.
But still night, I guess.
Yeah, morning, but still dark. It's always
Do we
dark.
hear a rooster crowing?
You think you hear a rooster crowing, but then you realize it's just Dawn doing a bad impression.
Makes
And
sense.
it might actually be the echoes of a paladin singing.
You sing like a rooster?
No.
Don's just doing his morning stretches.
Yeah, you got a stiff hamstring, Dawn, and he can't help it. He gives out a little bit of that yelp of pain that when he stretches, just that one way.
Yeah, he's a little old. He's like 80 something, right?
And yes,
127, but
I do actually have a song for y'all.
Whoa,
Oh,
song.
okay.
Oh my goodness.
One moment. In the hall, so many stories. Oh, sin in time, they long to be free. This museum of memories. Oh, I dig my way, I search for you. Stolen fragments of all I see, shining brightly, glimmering, way all out of reach, and I can't be complete. Eating memory, turning to ash, I can't escape. I persist in this futility. One more step, I go.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Ooh, Code Vein.
Where is it? There it is.
And yeah, eventually she emerges, ready to take the helm of a ship again with a, you can almost swear, is not just a metaphorical light in her eyes.
Kind of you, with this sort of confidence about you, you take to the helm of the Shatterflow. And Nia, did you say you wanted to do something?
That can wait until tonight.
All right. So, Alkana, since you seem to have the most take charge attitude this morning, why don't you go ahead and roll the d20 to see how the ship does this day? $14. As you begin to steer the Shatterflow into this darkened sea, the distance, hear this keening, the sound of the winds picking up. You can see the waves beginning to grow choppier and choppier as you're having to call down into the deck to Nia at the gyroscopes to do more effort to keep the pitch of the boat straight. And as you hear these winds continuing to howl and scream about you as the morning begins to wear on, you feel like you hear something else, something shouting, something almost malicious in this weather picking up around you. And with that, why don't we go ahead and end the session?
Huh?
Yay! Good